live.
Damn, already? I didn't even get the notification. Oh, there it is.
I just
No,
started
it
it.
is.
This guy.
All right, like,
Oh,
share,
shit, my mic's doing that. thing.
Twitter. Still have no earthly idea why the hell I had such an eventful day on Twitter.
Let's see if that makes a difference.
Still have no earthly idea why.
That's right. You got to change your mic setting and then change it back or whatnot.
Let's see if
Can
that
I, babe?
makes a difference. Yeah, that sounds
I love
better.
you.
Oh, fucking nonsense. And get the chat up.
Like, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I did to these guys.
You exist, Rambo. You exist.
Apparently, man, in my troll video, like, must have really fucking set them off. Because they're still talking about my troll video where I did like loot box the 13th. And they said that I'm, creating the problem with my government funds to like creating the loot box problem. But they don't realize that every one of those things I bought was through in-game currency and never through my own currency. But like they're still talking about Middle Earth Shadow of War now.
Well, one of them is not even American, and the other one, as far as we know, is like an actual immigrant or something. So, I mean, whatever.
Like, what the fuck did I do to these people, though? I mean, like,
Well, they complain about you spending your government money, as you said, but it's not even their fucking government.
Yeah. Another thing is that, I mean, like, I've said several times on Twitter, everywhere, that I don't spend my money on gaming because I don't make enough on my disability to be able to using that for gaming. Like that's solely for my bills and to live, to have living expenses. But
yeah, that's to put a roof over your fucking head.
My wife's check is because she works above and beyond. She's the one who supports my gaming habit, if they must know. But it's just like, why are y'all even worried about how I spend my money? And you keep calling me a government cheat, but yet you still have yet to prove I'm not disabled.
Make sure next time you go to the doctor, you do a live stream so like they can see what the doctor says.
Yeah, it's that, and I guess I need to not lift a PS4 because apparently if you can lift a PS4, you're not disabled. Don't ask me, man. That's what they say.
What I'd like to know is where the fuck did the loot box thing come from again? It's one thing like that they tweet you and fuck with you or whatever, or tweet about you. I mean, they're probably always going to do that. They are the Joker to your Batman. You guys are just going to do it forever. But loot boxes, I mean, that's dead and gone.
I don't even know how the hell it even got brought up because, I mean, Brim was the one talking to him. I was staying the hell out of it because they never really tagged me until they talked about me. And then Brim is the one that tagged me, letting me know that, they were talking about me. And so.
What up, go get?
The whole loot box thing was way back in like the Middle Earth Shadow of War when Stonesy was tweeting me, telling me that I should not buy it. I'm a detriment to the industry by buying that game. And I'm like, dude, I can support the game without supporting the loot boxes. It's not the same thing. No, you can't. You have to do it all or nothing. And I'm like, no, fuck you. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. It's my damn money. And so, of course, I got the game. I hadn't bought a loot box or whatever. And then they just kept on like over and over and over again talking about loot boxes. So that's when everybody said, fuck it. I'm just going to do that loot box the 13th video and open up a bunch of loot boxes, 13 loot boxes.
Cool. I remember that, yeah.
And that is really bothering them. Like they thought I really actually spent money on 13 loot boxes, and I've never once touched any bit of money on these things. But I don't know. I didn't know it was going to trigger them that fucking bad.
Never underestimate how triggered people will get over stupid, silly shit.
Oh, I'm learning, man. Like these people are still on my fucking nuts over this shit. Like, dear God, like you move on. It's just, is it like the whole? I mean, the whole thing started, I guess, because Brim said that we need to let this whole PC versus console thing go, because the argument is played out in 2018. You know, it's the same shit over and over again. And he wasn't talking to anybody. He didn't tag anybody. He didn't specify anybody. And then, of course, Fratanga like had to pop in and go, well, let's not, or whatever. And like he still wants to be authoritarian with it, like saying that you're bad for the industry by playing on console. But if you go look at most of these people, if you go look at their fucking Steam accounts, they barely fucking play games.
Wait, did you say authoritarian or egalitarian?
He's authoritarian because he's trying to tell people how they should game and where they should game, and what they should spend their money on. He's demanding you not to buy loot boxes and shit like that whenever it's none of his fucking business if I do or not. But now with him, like I mean, I don't know, like if you go look at like his Steam account, he barely plays games. And I'm like, how are you spend more time talking about games and talking about gamers than you do playing fucking video games? Maybe if you actually played the video games you cared about, maybe you'd actually have, you know, a little bit of fun.
That would require them to actually, you know, be regular people.
Yeah, or be a gamer. I mean, I think most of the people that are on YouTube really aren't gamers. They're just simply talking heads. They found a way to exploit a genre or a click or whatever to make money. But if you go look at his channel, it's like completely, it's the same shit over and over again. Like, they have the same argument about why PC is better than console. It's like, nope, who cares? If it's so much better, play it. And I'm a detriment to the industry he barely even dabbles in.
It's fucking retarded.
It really is. It's so fucking just like, dear God, like, why am I still hearing about loot boxes? This fucking, when did Middle-earth Shadow of War come out? Like last year?
Yeah, it was.
Dear God.
Let's see, when last year? Was it October maybe?
Yeah, I think so, because it was like I thought it was like October the 13th was whenever I did the Loot Box the 13th video.
Yeah, I think so.
But damn. That's somebody holding on to something for a long fucking time. My wife let shit go faster than that.
Oh. Terrible. What up, Omega Jim? What up, Ryan?
And Go Get. No, I have not watched the new Avengers movie yet. I'm going to see that tomorrow at 1 p.m. my time. I cannot wait, man. I just want to be able to watch it so that way I don't have to worry about dodging shit on fucking Twitter all the damn time. So it was October, yeah. I'm trying my best to give up on drama, Go Get, but fuck, I mean, it just keeps coming right back into my damn lap, and whenever I don't even respond to it.
He's given up on drama, but it won't give up on him.
Yeah. Like, I don't even talk to these people. I don't respond to them. I don't do anything, but they still are constantly in my fucking mentions. But yet, I'm the one that is supposedly triggered by them. Like, I don't know how that works. Like, y'all are the ones still talking about me a year fucking later. But I somehow am triggered by y'all? Like, nah, that doesn't seem to work. I live in their fucking head rent-free.
It's got to feel nice to have, like, residential security. I mean,
Oh dear God, no, Ryan, I can't. No, God, no. If I was to tweet him that, oh God, that would be another year-long argument.
wait, for real? An E3 conference is going to be pay-per-view? Really?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a joke. I'm hoping it's a fucking joke, but if he's talking about EA, so you never know.
You never know.
Oh yeah, that's true. It could very well be pay-per-view at that.
That's like their season pass. Like you have to buy it.
Don't worry, you'll get a Battlefield weapon skin or something. I mean, come on.
What will
guys.
happen is they'll start off the conference, and then it'll go to a pay-per-view. Like you get to hear part of it for free, but then if you want to hear the rest of it, you got to pay $9.99. And it's a loot box. Like you're not even guaranteed to get the fucking conference.
Yeah, you don't know which game announcement you're gonna get.
That would be an interesting way to do fucking E3 conferences, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I think before too long, you're right. It's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, I imagine sooner or later somebody's gonna try it.
They'll call it like the fully interactive E3 or something. Where
I will
something,
definitely
yeah.
put it on EA to be the first one to try it.
Yep, that's you can almost guarantee.
EA or Microsoft. Because
Yeah.
then both of them like seem to be the brother and sister of the shitty part of the industry.
The E3 season pass. No. You get the first one free, but the rest of them you got to pay for each one, and it's like a loot box. You don't know which announcement you're gonna get.
And you might not even get an announcement. You might get the announcement you've already got for free. But yeah, because it's an RNG system.
Oh my God.
That would be fuck. I would just be like, fuck E3, man. I can't afford this shit. It'll come out on Twitter sooner or later because some dumbasses will be paying for it.
Somebody would. That's true.
Black Ops 4 release date, October 12th.
Yeah, I'm not even interested in it. It's gonna have a campaign. Did you see?
No, I didn't see that.
Wait.
It's not gonna. It is. It said the campaign is not going to be their traditional lengthy campaign. It's more than likely going to be like the Battlefield 1 campaign, where it was just segments.
So the no campaign thing was not true, but it's not going to have a standard
traditional.
campaign.
Yeah, so that's the last announcement I've seen. That it was actually going to be not your traditional campaign, but it would have something. But I'm not interested in spending $60 on a title that is traditionally a certain way, but then still spending the exact same money for a shortened version. I'll wait until I'll hear what people say about the campaign, but if it's like the Battlefield 1 campaign, that game is, if you're gonna buy Battlefield 1 for the campaign, you want to do it for like when it's $4.95. Because that campaign fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can count on me being done with it probably 12 hours after launch. So, especially if it's that short, I'll tell you how it is.
And my son is, I totally told him, I was like, you're going to have to buy that shit yourself. Because like, I don't give a shit about the fucking multiplayer side of Call of Duty.
Well, I haven't cared about the multiplayer it's been a long time. So, Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 1.
I don't know what your guys' gripe is. It's the same as it's always been.
And that's the problem.
It doesn't change, yeah. But Ryan, I don't mind the $60 down payment, like you say. if it's actually a game worth the down payment. Like say like Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, like other titles I guess that Ubisoft has been doing, the down payment really isn't that big of a deal because they continue to support it with basically free content. But a game like Call of Duty, where you know the $60 down payment, then you got to invest another $50 on top of that to get the remaining maps and shit. Like that's too much because it's not. I don't know. The maps just aren't worth $50 to me. But then again, I mean, I'm not really a multiplayer guy, so I don't really see the point in spending $50 on maps. Whereas Shane thinks that's a hell of a deal.
That's not so much that it's a hell of a deal, but when I first invested into the Call of Duty Season Pass, and like the very first one they offered, I think it was Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, I still have the COD Elite Founders card, like little business card thing that the Hardened Edition came with. It was worth it then. I mean, but now it's just. I'll actually agree with Rambo on that one. I am a multiplayer guy. The Season Pass is a ripoff.
For Call of Duty, sure. What's up, Cyrus?
Not to mention, a lot of these maps are just remastered maps from previous Call of Duties. Like, Brim and I were playing World War II with Cyrus the other night, and if you like played COD 4 and that was like your jam, at least for a while, you played it enough to really pay attention to it, that shipment map, you know, with just the cargo crate things, like they redid that map, but put a World War II spin on it. And as we're playing, I'm like, oh, this is that one COD 4 map. And it just, yeah, it's a fucking remastered map, but you still paid full price for it.
Yeah.
What is your avatar, Cyrus?
I have no idea.
His avatar?
Yeah, it looks like some. I don't know.
What the fuck is that? Go to channel. Oh, it's Wario.
Oh, I thought it was that fat princess lady from PlayStation. I think the indie games even
Fat
called
Princess.
Fat Prince. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, quit acting like you have a daughter, Cyrus. You just adopted somebody in the military.
Can you do that? Because
No, say no. I wish you could, because I would adopt somebody at high level in the military so that they could black ops some of these people that I know.
I know, right?
We're like, look, we don't need to tell anybody. Just fucking, I want them gone. Yeah, Ryan, with season passes, I don't care. Like if it's season passes for story related games, like additional story content, like that doesn't bother me. Because I mean, if they expand on it correctly, it's just you never know what you're going to get with it. Because like the season pass for what's it called, Watch Dogs was bullshit. But the season pass for like Assassin's Creed games are pretty decent. So I mean, it's kind of just one of those hit and miss. You just never know what you're going to get from the season passes.
Yeah, I think by the time Ubisoft gets to Watch Dogs, they're just kind of out of ideas. Like, they're done.
I don't know what they're going to do with Watch Dogs 3. I really don't. I mean, I liked the first one, like the dark, gritty story. I just wish they would have made it more real. Like, I guess the the way that the trailer looked, you know, more of a realistic look. But then the second one, that fun, and I mean, it was fun. It was a fun game, but to me, it wasn't really a hacking game. Whenever you're like one of them serious crime, hacking games or whatever, because you were a fucking, I don't know, a dude in a all different colored, multicolored hat and clothes, and you're running around. It just wasn't the same to me. Trism, I had no idea that people died when they were killed.
Hey, and Trism is here. Oops. What's up?
Not much.
Omega Jim, there is no frame drops on the PlayStation 4. Quit lying.
Like, not a single one?
Not a single one. Never.
Never.
It's a solid frame rate every time.
Damn, that's wow.
Yeah, even your
Dude.
PC can't do that.
Are
The
you
graphics
sure?
comparison from God
I
of
don't know
War
what
on my
you're talking
Xbox
about.
to PS4, it's so different. Dude, it's like night and day.
It is really, ain't it? But the blacks on the Xbox are really good.
It does blacks very well. You can take that however you want, I guess. I don't.
No, Ryan, you don't need evidence. Oh, you need evidence from Omega Jim. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Omega Jim, we can't actually trust you, Omega Jim. I'm sorry. And go get, we don't really care about you.
Yeah, I can confirm.
No, I've seen a couple of frame drops on the God of War game. It's not bothersome to the point of going, you don't want to play it, but it's in just certain areas it seems like it'll slow down sometimes. But
No, Rambo. It's to immerse you in the cinematic experience, right?
yeah, it's done on purpose.
Exactly.
Actually-
Sony knew what they
actually-
were doing.
Actually, since the updates, they've been updating it. There's 5 updates since it came out, and it actually has fixed a lot of those frame drops. They did a really good job at keeping on top of the updates. But yeah, I've been playing that. I've actually been playing it twice because, of course, I can't play with my wife home without my wife home, so I have to play the save that I have behind hers while she's gone, and so I've been playing the game twice, going through it. And
Does she know you're doing that?
yeah, but she told me you can't go past where we're at, and I'm like, but really I can. I was like, because I don't mind playing it twice, and I just won't tell you what I know. Oh yeah, Mega, it's a really great game. It's one that definitely if you. To me, it would be worth going out and buying a PlayStation 4 used or renting one at least to be able to play it.
I haven't played anything this week. I've been getting prepared for, it was yesterday, but I was getting prepared for a talent show.
You were in a talent show?
I lost to some chick that sang a pop song.
I'm not used to having talking to somebody that's still in school.
What did you do?
I played Phantom of the Opera on the fucking piano. I came dressed up and everything. Hat,
Wait a minute.
mask, suit.
Wait a minute. You played Phantom of the Opera and she won singing a pop song?
She sang, what was it, Jar of Hearts or something like that? And she sang it poorly. She missed a lot of the notes because her throat was messed up, under the weather. But yeah, she still got, second place. I got nothing.
How? Did you play Phantom of the Opera, without flaws?
No, I noticed the flaws. I don't know if anyone else did, but I'll
But
see.
still, that's a hard fucking song to play.
And he actually played an instrument.
Yeah, but these fucking people think that they're singing as if that takes talent.
Well, it does, but
I
not
know,
a
it's a
pop
joke.
song.
But
It's a
not-
joke. I know.
It does, but not near the talent that it takes to play a damn instrument.
True.
Because
That
you
confirms-
can.
That confirms my bias, so I'll agree with it.
No, Omega Jim, you're not gonna spoil the Avenger movie. I go see that tomorrow.
Oh, bro. I accidentally got spoiled on it.
Oh,
As
you
much
know
as-
what happens is Batman dies.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen spoiler memes that go from one guy dies to every guy dies, but I know they can't all be right, so it's kind of okay, well, it's spoiled and yet not spoiled at the same time.
What I think is going to be funny is like what would be funny is if you know, all the Avengers like have a problem with Thanos, and then here comes Superman to save the day. He just comes in and goes.
You got
Throws
the
Thanos back and
yeah.
like, y'all have problem with this? Come on, man.
What's up, Thanos? What? You don't have any kryptonite? Aww.
You're in fucking trouble. I'll even let you get all your little Infinity Stones. Let's go.
Because the dude that plays Thanos is also Cable in Deadpool,
Yeah,
I
it
would
doesn't-
not be surprised if Thanos dies. And I haven't read a spoiler or nothing. That's just my own personal thought.
Thanos isn't going to die in it because, from what I understand, Avengers 4 is going to be continuation of this.
Huh. Well, I know the X-Force movie starts filming in October, so
The X-Force movie, God. Are they really going to do an X-Force movie?
yep.
Oh my God, really?
What's
Mhm.
X-Force?
Why, Ryan? Why, Ryan? Why?
X-Force is like the fucked up version of the X-Men
Oh,
That-
times
that
Avengers
Deadpool-
equals a sex joke.
Yeah,
It's-
that Deadpool created in Deadpool 2. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a fucking funny ass. Because they take one guy that doesn't even have any fucking special powers.
Yeah.
He's like, "What kind of powers do you have?" He goes, "Nothing." He goes, "I just saw the ad and I wanted to sign up." He goes, "You're hired."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh
It's
man."
pretty bad.
Superman kills every woman hero. Yeah,
well,
He
That-
could.
that would probably happen.
so I'm probably gonna go see it on Tuesday more than anything because I'm not about to go see it tomorrow or today because it's gonna be packed.
Well, I got a matinee tomorrow at 1 p.m. So I'm thinking that I can show up at noon and be good. I definitely wasn't going opening night because fuck all that, man. That's when all the weirdos are out in their fucking Captain America suits and shit like that.
Not wrong.
Oh, you know what I want to see, Ryan? I want to see them actually like Marvel allow the Norse mythology gods like Odin, Thanos, or Odin, Thor, and Loki, and all them to fight the Greek mythology gods. Like I want to actually see the gods versus gods movie. That would be fucking badass. Like Thor, like basically, let's Zeus take on Odin, and I don't know who else would take on what, but I mean that would be fun as hell to watch. Would it not?
It'd be
Yeah, that would be
interesting.
pretty entertaining. I
Yeah.
mean,
That would be a hell of a that would definitely be a Michael Bay film.
oh, it'd have to be with all the fucking
Yeah.
CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it wouldn't work if anyone else fucking directed it.
No, definitely not the Star Wars director. Fuck them.
Oh, J.J. Abrams?
No, the other guy.
The
I know
other
who you're
guy's
talking
so
about.
insignificant, I don't even know his name.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
the
I
guy
don't know
that
his name.
the guy that fucked up Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Kratos versus Jesus deathmatch. Oh man, I don't think people won't touch anything versus Jesus because of obvious reasons. You don't want to piss off half the country.
Nah, Jesus would win. That's why, right?
They would always make Jesus win, yeah, just because you'd piss off half the country. Especially if you allowed somebody like Kratos, the anti-hero, to win.
Or you can have none of them win, and we can all
Yeah.
just, sit and be friends. Have some tea. But we gotta fight, man.
I can tell you how you'd really piss a lot of people off is put Kratos versus Muhammad.
Oh, shit.
That's not pissing people off. That's like getting yourself like fucking killed.
Yeah, it's
Like,
asking to
there are
get
Yeah.
killed.
There have literally been people who have been killed over that.
Yup.
Yeah, well, if they created that here and it was an American movie, we'd probably have another 9/11 on our hands.
More than likely.
If
Yeah.
Muhammad was in anything, Muhammad could just be like an NPC in God of War.
Oh
And-
yeah, it'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because people will find out. People will find out.
We could make Muhammad best friends with Mario, and they'd still try to fucking.
You're not
blow us
allowed to
all up.
depict. You're not allowed to depict him as in anything but. We're not supposed to actually depict him in anything.
Yeah, you can't draw
Uh,
him. You can't animate nothing.
Well,
And-
why?
I don't know. It's some kind of blasphemy law, but the sad
Yeah.
part about it is that the UK is actually going along with the blasphemy law.
Yep.
Well, that's because
Actually, you just can't show his face. I think it's his face.
I don't know. It's just that they're a little bit too much with that, and yeah, and now oh yeah, it was funny that Sadiq Khan, the London mayor, said that he was welcoming some people or whatever, and they're gonna really see how much the Londoners really and love their freedom of speech. And I quoted his tweet and was like, well, why don't you ask Count Dankula how much the UK really values his freedom of speech?
Not
'Cause It
wrong.
doesn't seem like they value it very fucking much.
You guys ever heard of Sean King?
Oh, the Talcum X?
The dude that basically said that he's black, even if he's like really white.
He's whiter than white. Yeah, we call him Talcum X.
Yeah, I know. I saw a tweet he posted saying black people don't have to be black.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And someone replied, black people don't have to be Democrats either.
Oh man,
that guy is another thing, man.
too much, too much.
I can't even like it's like his tweets are too fucking hard to respond to because there's so much to fucking respond to. Like he never makes it just a quick, simple response. They're always loaded with fucking dumbass shit. He was the first transracial person, I think, and for some reason people fucking accepted his ass.
No. What about the girl that was trying to get to the NWA or NAACP?
No, that came after Sean.
Did it?
Well, they were both kind of going at the same time, though.
But I don't know how they welcome Sean whenever both of his fucking parents are white.
Because it's not about that. It's about how he feels.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I have to go pick up my wife.
right,
I
man.
will be back shortly.
Okay. Oh, that Tariq Nasheed, man, like that dude.
Who is that? That sounds familiar. Who was that again?
Somebody who associates anybody that does not think like him as a white supremacist. Even if you're fucking black, you're a white supremacist.
Oh,
He does a YouTube show.
It's a terrible fucking show.
He went on fucking what's the dude on Fox's name?
Couldn't tell. Sean Kennedy?
No,
He
I
didn't go
don't.
on Sean Hannity, did he?
No,
that
it's the other guy. The guy that
Is
like
it
tears
the really
people
cons-
apart.
the really conservative guy. I think I know who you're talking
Shit.
about.
You know, something about Bill O'Reilly, or
No,
No, I know who you're talking about though. He's got like a kind of a fat face, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. And
I know who it is.
man, he went on his show, and dude, it didn't take but a few minutes before he was screaming at the guy, suspected white supremacist. You're a suspected white supremacist.
dear God, like that dude is. I just don't know how the hell you can actually live your life like full of that much hatred, man.
Oh,
It's got to be a show, don't you think? Or do you think he's really this fucking dumb?
I don't know, man.
It's hard to tell these days.
Dude,
Well,
it'd be
you
hard
guys
to
can-
fake all that shit.
For that
You know
long,
who,
yeah.
who's the dude? I don't know his full name. I'm just gonna keep calling him Ghazi, but I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
I have not.
He's similar. He's basically the same thing. The whole, black supremacists, kill all white people. YouTuber, I guess. He posts things like that on YouTube. But then again, it's okay to do that. But when, you're slightly conservative, demonetized.
Yep. Oh, that would be Tucker Carlson. was
Tucker
his last-
Carlson. Yes.
Did he? Oh, he went on. He went on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, watch it. Look it up on YouTube, man. Tariq
Oh my
Nasheed on
God.
Tucker Carlson,
'Cause
and
I
it
can
was
only
fucking
imagine Tucker just-
hilarious.
I can almost imagine this Tucker just fucking laughing.
Oh, it was. It was fucking great. Oh yeah, it was just like a couple minutes. It wasn't even a couple minutes, man, before Tariq Nasheed was just screaming at Tucker.
And Tucker is really one of the most level-headed ones of all of the people on Fox.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, fucking great.
No, Neverland, because Tucker actually comes with facts. He doesn't come with emotions, and everybody has on the show. They come with emotions.
Yo, Arma is free over the weekend.
Yeah, and it's on sale as well.
Yeah, $13. That ain't bad, I guess.
Yeah, if you're into Arma, it's a little sim for me.
I can't run it anyway. Doesn't matter. Rocket League's also on sale for anyone who wanted to pick up Rocket League. Can't imagine people not already having it.
For that one person
how do
who
you
doesn't
not-
already have it.
I mean,
Right.
Rocket League has kind of become like Minecraft. Like, who fucking doesn't have it by now?
I know quite a few people actually who don't. It's like PUBG. Well, to an extent, it'd be like PUBG. It's like everybody has PUBG.
On PC.
mean,
I don't.
I don't have it.
I don't have
PC.
PUBG on anything.
I don't. I have it on fucking Xbox, but I played it one time and I was like, yeah, no. It's like the worst fucking shooter I've ever played in my life.
Oh, absolutely. The shooting is terrible.
Well, the shooting, the frame rate, the graphics, like everything was fucking terrible on the Xbox, and I was like, nope, can't do it.
Well, don't know if that's entirely the game's fault.
No, that's definitely. Well, I think it's the game's fault and also the system's fault because the game is so fucking unoptimized. I don't know why they went with 4K instead of actually like making the Xbox One X be 1080p so that way it could run at a better frame rate. But they decided to jump out of the gate with 4K and it was running at 0 frames per second at sometimes.
It was wait, they tried getting that game to run at 4K.
Yeah, it started out with 4K and 4K textures. I'm like, why? It's a shit looking fucking game anyway. There's no reason to put it in 4K.
That's like running CS:GO in 4K. Like, why?
Yeah, like there's no
Minecraft
point
in
CS:GO
4K.
in 4K. Yeah.
It'll look blocky in 4K.
No, it's like CS:GO. No, it's not about CS:GO being a bad looking game. It's just like that's not the point. There are certain games
Yeah.
I can imagine getting like 4K, 60 FPS. Sure, that there's some games that I can see that being worth it. Online multiplayer shooters are not one of them. That is the last thing you want to do.
No, I mean, because the 4K is to like highlight the textures and shit like that to make them look really nice. But that's more of like, to me, that's more of like the campaign or single player type thing to where you can like it'll really stand out.
Yeah.
But not in a multiplayer thing, like because you're not paying attention to the fucking scenery while you're out shooting somebody.
Right? Like it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a higher frame rate whenever you're playing on like multiplayer games. Like PUBG,
Yeah.
you would benefit way more from having it at like 60 FPS if they drop the resolution.
Yep. And
That's what they
Neverland, I will platinum God of War as soon as I might do it this weekend because since my wife's off this weekend, I'll be playing God of War most of the weekend, trying to finish it up and also clear up the platinum because I'm ready to get. I like the game, but I'm just ready to get past it because it's like I've never let a story game drag on this fucking long. Usually, used to back whenever God of Wars and Uncharted came out, me and my wife were both going to school or something, so we were both off a lot. And so it was easier to get through the game faster. But now, 4K makes you a better gamer. If that's what it takes to make you a better gamer, then, man, you probably need some glasses.
That's like 144 hertz makes me a better gamer. So
You need to take some speed or something.
I don't need to. I've got 144 frames per second, sir.
Yes, but see, if you then took some speed, you could drop it to 60 frames per second and still be okay.
That'd be even worse, because then I'd be going fast, but the display wouldn't
Be going
be.
faster than the fucking
Yeah.
display. And what's funny is that the Xbox is talking about it like doing 120 hertz and 140 hertz on games, but there's not a single game on the Xbox One that fucking supports it. I don't understand why they even mess with it.
Well, future games, I guess.
Who's gonna do it?
They're planning ahead.
Well, just think about it. The Xbox One X is probably less than 25% of all Xbox One owners have the X. Do you really honestly think third-party developers are going to put the time in to make that one version 144, like capable of running at 144 frames?
Well, I imagine for some games it would just be as easy as unlocking the frame limiter.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, like unless they dial down the graphics, because there's no way they can run the graphics like at the same setting as a PS4 Pro, and still hit 140. Unlocking the frame would never hit it at 144.
Well, it doesn't have to hit 144 though. If it just
or
goes
even
higher than 60.
So they wouldn't even hit. I mean, the games now that whenever they have them running at the same graphics as a PS4 Pro, the games are barely even hitting 60 frames per second. They're maybe mainly hitting like 45 to 55, but unlocking it's not going to do nothing besides make them run 45 to 55. So I mean, they're going to have to lower the graphics on that one special build of it. I just don't see them doing a lot of work in that area. I think that what will happen is you'll see more of their first party take that initiative, and then maybe try to see if there's a push for it. Then maybe third parties will start jumping on that board. But I don't think third parties will be the one that jumps on that board first. I never said the X ain't getting supported. Obviously, the X is getting supported, but I don't think the X is going to get supported with the. That's a completely other separate build. You're not really understanding. Like no third party developer is going to put in extra work for a very small, minute crowd of people. It's not financially feasible for them. Oh dear God, Neverland. I don't want to get into which one's greater and what that means, and because people are so fucking dumb with teraflops. Hey, Halo. I know you say 6 is greater than 4, which technically, yes, it is. But do you really think that actually is a benefit?
What's better than 4? 6 what?
6 teraflops is greater than 4.
Oh,
but that doesn't necessarily.
That depends entirely on the context. Like,
yeah, I mean that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be a better benefit.
That's like saying my wheels spin faster, therefore it goes faster, right? It's like, no, not entirely. I mean, there's, yes, theoretically, but you have to have something that makes it go faster. It's like, you can have a worse engine in a car, but your wheels may spin faster to a degree. I'm trying to think of a better analogy, because that sucks, actually. Never mind.
Well, no, I mean, you can just look at the 1080 Ti and the Vega. The Vega is like almost double the teraflops of the 1080 Ti, but the 1080 Ti actually outperforms it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because it has more teraflops doesn't mean it.
Well,
has
that's the thing. In certain games, yeah, because it all depends on the engine and how exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the thing.
What about the 980 Ti and the RX Fury?
I don't even remember those.
I was mainly what about the, because I wasn't around at that time, like PC gaming wise. So.
I think the 980 Ti outperformed it.
Well, I know it did, but I was
the Fury had problems. The Fury had problems with memory bandwidth.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is like Halo Storm is like just because the number's bigger doesn't always mean it's always going to be better.
Okay, here's a great example. So, let's say you have an i7, for instance, at 4 gigahertz, like an i7 4790K. It's a quad core, 4 gigahertz. All right. And then you put it up against maybe like a Ryzen 6 that has 6 cores, or not Ryzen 6. I'm sorry, 5. I'm distracted. A Ryzen 5 with 6 cores, clocked at, I don't know, 4.2 gigahertz. I don't know if you can get them that high, but you get my point. Well, which do you think is going to perform better in games? You would assume the 6-core 4.2 gigahertz, but
You would
sometimes
assume, yeah.
the i7 sometimes performs better. Why is that? It's clocked lower and has less cores. It doesn't make sense. Well, I can tell you the reason why. It's more just due to parallel.
I got an even better example. How does
you probably do.
How does a Ryzen at a max of 4.1 gigahertz outperform a Bulldozer that you can, I mean, even with mild overclocking, you can get them up to 4.5, 4.6 easy.
True, yeah.
And yet Ryzen stomps the Bulldozer in every game ever. I don't think there's a single game where the Bulldozer outperforms the Ryzen.
I can tell you why.
It's all due to
architecture.
Architecture, cache, how it handles instructions. Like there's a whole fucking host of things.
Like the teraflop debate always threw me for a loop. It's like these people just heard that 6 is greater than 4, so they always just ran with it. And I mean, technically the Xbox One X is like outperforming the PS4 Pro, but like there's not every single game has been better on the Xbox One X as in comparison. But that's because 6 isn't always greater than 4. Like that doesn't always work out that way. That's not the only unit of measurement in a game. And yeah, Cyrus, I know that the Xbox One X can be capable of the 120 hertz, but like I said, I don't think many third-party developers will work on a lower settings game for that one subset of gamers, because it's less than 25% of the people who own an Xbox One X, and so I just can't see them putting in that extra work for one small subset of gamers. Third-party developers usually like to try to make one build and make it as quick and easy as possible. To put in extra work for a small subset, I just don't think they're going to do that. Hey, what's up, Fatal? Now, I mean, it'd be nice if they did, but I mean, I just don't have a lot of faith in third-party developers putting in extra work. I mean, we saw it with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. The PlayStation 3 was like way more powerful than the Xbox 360, but the developers didn't want to put in the extra work to learn the cell technology.
Which was a shame, because that thing was
powerful. Yeah,
it was capable of some good shit.
Yeah, if everybody actually took the time to actually get to know it, that thing, it probably would have been a hell of a system. If Spark, if PUBG gets 120 hertz, like on Xbox, hell, I'll probably shit myself. I'm just surprised if the thing actually hits a solid 60.
Yeah, Shadow. I think they were limited with they
compatibility.
They didn't want to. They didn't want to, because if they went with a completely different CPU or APU, whatever you want to call it, then that would have meant retooling all of their production.
And all of their old games to run on it.
Well, it depends. Like you could,
to a degree.
Yeah, it depends on how they went with the architecture. But
yeah,
at the very least, everything that they used to produce it, they would have had to retool it, because then it would be using a completely different fabricating system and all that.
And they would have had their game engines for making the game. They would actually have to have one for the Xbox One X and one for the previous one to have the best performance across the two. Like that would have been, it definitely would have actually worked out a lot better for them if they could have done that. Like if they would have got a better CPU, then I would have definitely suggest the Xbox One X over the PS4 Pro. But considering they both use the exact same CPU, and it just to me, it's not unless you just are dead set in the Xbox ecosystem. It's just not worth it to me over the Pro for the extra money. And then Fatal, like he really should be paid some sort of marketing fee from Xbox and PlayStation, because that son of a bitch will post games on his Twitter that ain't a damn soul in this fucking world ever heard of. Like, cause I think he went dumpster diving through the whole fucking like games library to find the one random game that nobody's ever fucking heard of, probably had one download, and he plays them and advertises them. I'm like, you might as well. I've never seen him in my life some of the shit that he plays. But I can definitely say he has a wide range of gaming, like his likes and dislikes. He's actually, yeah, he's a complete game whore. Like, yep. He is, like, cause he'll play pretty much anything. He fucking played the Disney. I forgot what the fuck it's called on Xbox. It's like Disney something. Like, it just came out and like it was fucking creepy, man. Like the game, whenever he was. It was like the shit that shit was saying, and the way it was just fucking creepy. I was like, oh man.
Like Kingdom Hearts
Disneyland
turned to
Adventures,
11.
yes. Yeah, but no, I think it was like turned to 15, man. Like that son of a bitch was Disneyland. Try looking up Disneyland Adventures on YouTube, and damn, it's a weird fucking game. Just weird. For a grown man to play. Well, I'll play Barbie games. If I tried playing one Barbie game for a platinum, but then one of the trophies didn't pop. The very first trophy didn't pop for me like it was supposed to. So I was looking up and figuring out like what's going on, because I didn't want to continue playing if nothing's gonna pop for me. And I saw that it's going to take like a 20-hour grind, and I was like, oh, fuck this, man, because I can't play Barbie for fucking 20 hours.
Oh, come on, Rambo, don't lie. You love that game, and you know
God,
it.
no. I can no. Like, fuck no. It was hard enough to play Lego Movie for as long as I did, because, like, that everything is awesome. Like, that fucking song is drilled into your fucking head.
Bro, that was the best part of the game. What are you talking about, Rambo?
Oh,
Didn't get
my
annoying
God.
at all.
Yeah.
Although, did you platinum any other Lego games or play any other Lego games or not?
I've played other ones. I haven't platinumed them yet. Like my mistake is whenever I played like Marvel Superheroes on Xbox and almost 100% it there, and I just haven't. I finished the game on PlayStation. I just never went back and completed it up. But now that since I've switched all my consoles around, I got to go back and replay the whole game again. So I mean, I plan on going back and doing it. I tried the Batman one, and they're kind of fucking boring. Like
which ones?
Lego Batman Beyond Gotham, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham.
I didn't like that one.
I did not like. I ended up turning it off because it got old really fucking quick. It felt like more like a chore, like really early on.
That's how I noticed that about the Lego Batman ones. The Lego Batman 2, I remember playing that, and that was tedious to actually play the story.
I knew that if I had to play the story and it was that damn tedious, I was like, there's no way I would go back and clean up the other areas. Because once I got done, I'd have been like, fuck it, I'm out. Like, that was just so, it was so fucking, it felt like micromanaging everything.
Mm-hmm. Now, there were some really good Lego games, though, back in the day. Well, I say back in the day, you know what I
mean. Back in the day for you, it's like yesterday for me.
Basically. But like Lego Star Wars, back when that first came out, that was actually not bad.
No, that was actually a pretty good one. I played that a while back. Back whenever I had my PS3. Or back whenever that's all I played was the PS3.
So like yesterday.
Yeah. If somebody buys you the third Danganronpa game, you'll stream the ET game. You're telling me you actually have the ET game on fucking
You have that on cartridge
yeah, like how are you gonna stream the ET game?
emulator.
Oh, okay, that's a joke. I was like going like I don't know. There are some people that can figure out how to actually stream Atari games, and I've yet to figure that one out. Like
I've streamed PS2 games before.
PS2 games, I have, but Atari's a whole nother set of worms. Like you have to actually have a lot of converters to do it.
Really?
Yeah, because it hooks up to your RF signal on your TV. You have to have a
Oh.
really fucking old ass TV.
You're talking about like actually like hooking it up to the console.
Well, hooking the console up to your TV, and then you got to run it through your
Right.
VCR, and then your VCR through the like. It's a whole mess to get your Atari to stream.
That's why I would just that's why whenever I played older games like PS2 games and SNES games, I would actually like emulate them on my computer.
Yeah, that's about the only way you can, the easiest way you can do it. But now,
Yeah.
like the PS2, like I've got a way now to where I can hook my PS2 up and it'll turn into HDMI signal. I can plug it straight into my Elgato HC60 and it'll stream just right off.
Okay.
And yeah, Cyrus, that's the thing is Atari streams are a fucking huge pain in the ass. Like that, it'd take you a while to even set up to stream the ET game. And I don't know if that'd be worth it because I don't know if anybody would watch you fucking stream an ET game.
If you were big enough if you had a big enough following, they probably would.
Yeah, but as the small thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
people are gonna see ET and they'll be like, no.
Unless people click on just to see and then they like immediately leave because they're like, is this dude actually streaming ET? And then they just leave.
Yeah, that
Well, it
was a shit fucking game.
Wasn't it voted like the worst game?
The worst video game, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't I can't actually see that because like I feel like there's way worse games out there.
Have you played ET?
No.
Yeah, play ET and then
have you seen
make
half the rejects on Steam Greenlight?
No, I've seen a lot of the. I've never played them though, but I mean, because like just the looks of them, I'm like, how did this even get green light? But yeah, you'd have to play ET to, because that was a big budget game though, back in the day, and it was I mean, it makes Sea of Thieves look like a perfect game. Like
Oh.
that game was fucking terrible. I played it. I had it for a while, then we threw it away. But
I wonder if there's a kid who grew up actually legitimately playing ET as a kid, and that was the only thing they had, and they loved it.
I feel sorry for that kid.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you, though, if he did that, like he would have a hell of an appreciation for every game that was out today. At least ET had a body. Yeah, Halo. I think the ET 46 Metacritic actually came after the fact. I mean, you can't trust the 46 Metacritic because ET was created long before critics ever even were part of it. Like they went back and did it after the fact, and like I don't know if you actually played ET as a kid, you would know exactly how I feel.
It was one of the greatest games that you've ever.
Not at all, man. Not at all. It was one of the worst fucking experiences in my life. And I was a big ET fan too. I loved ET.
Who doesn't?
Play the game.
No,
I don't even know if
Yeah,
I
no,
actually
I mean-
watched E.T.
You'll have a whole new love-hate relationship with ET. You'll love the movie, hate the game.
That's usually how it goes anyway. You love the movies, but you hate the games.
No. Usually I like the game and hate the movie.
Wait, really?
Well, yeah, I've never seen a good video game to movie adaptation.
Oh wait, no, yeah, I know what you mean there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant like
Now, if it's a movie first and then comes the game, then usually I like the movie.
Like, there's a lot of. I'm trying to think of actual good movie-based games.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, yeah.
The movies were pretty
Oh,
decent.
but
and,
the game came first though,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
so that's not a movie-based game. That was a
well, that'd be a game-based movie.
yeah.
Yeah. That's actually still one of the very few game-based movies that are decent. They're not like, top of the charts, like, ooh, I got to have them, but they were at least decent enough to enjoy. Plus, Angelina Jolie was always nice to look at.
It's true.
No, man. She played. Wait, are you talking about the older movies or the new one?
The older ones were really good. I just saw this new one not too long ago, and it was okay. It's like a long time setting up Lara Croft, like as Lara Croft, but I'm hoping the second one really dives into the story because it was kind of slow. There was a lot of parts in it that were kind of like, all right, we could be skipping this part. Pac-Man, are you talking about the movie Pac-Man?
The movie?
Oh,
there was
how
no
terrible
movie
Pac-Man was on the
Pac-Man.
Atari 20. Okay, no, he said, remember how terrible the Pac-Man was on the Atari 2600. I thought it was decent for taking the arcade into, a console, but
Hey, go get careful there. The Super Mario Brothers movie was excellent.
oh no, it was not. It was an excellent thing to make fun of.
That is a shitty movie that I just love.
That is definitely a shitty movie. 100% shitty movie.
It's so fun to watch though.
I can't, man. You have to watch it high or something. Yeah, Miss Pac-Man was okay. Yeah, see, that's the thing is I don't remember playing Pac-Man, but I played Miss Pac-Man on 2600. Pac-Man, the actual Pac-Man was always at the arcade for me. Like, me and my dad would just sit there and I would always try to challenge him and it would never work out in my favor. Like, I never beat him. Still can't to this day. A lot of these people, like, that are on the cast with me never got to appreciate the Atari 2600 like we did.
I did actually get to play it once.
Once.
Well, my cousin
I
in
grew
New
up
York.
with the bits, okay?
Yeah, that was a little before my friends' times. They had the Nintendo, and so I got to play the
Nintendo.
Yeah, so I got to play the Nintendo with my friends. But when I went to
They
my
got to
cousins,
start out with the golden age.
right? But my cousins in New York, one of them had an Atari, and we booted that thing up. And I can't remember what we played, but yeah.
Pitfall was a lot of fun on it.
I don't think they actually had Pitfall.
I loved Pitfall. I really wish they could actually figure out a way to take that game, Pitfall, and turn it into a today's style game. I'd be interested to see how they would actually turn it in, what they would do with it.
I've seen games that tried.
Yeah, that's the problem is that they've tried and they failed with a lot of them. And I think Pitfall would be one because it was a 2D side-scroller. And the stuff that you had to do in there wouldn't work in a 3D world. So I don't know how they would be able to do it. But I know they tried to make Pitfall on, I think, the Super Nintendo. And it sucked. Like, it was terrible. But of course, you bought it because it was nostalgia from playing the original Pitfalls, and it was like a instant regret as soon as you started playing.
Yeah.
A lot of games that people need to just leave alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cyrus, I was too. I was all about my 2600, man. Like that. I loved that thing. I was constantly on it.
My controller's plugged in and I didn't realize. Hold up. There we go.
I hate whenever I've plugged my controller in one time to my USB extension thing where I have like 9 extensions, like 9 USB plugs I can plug into it. And I had it plugged into my PC because it was actually to hook up a lot of stuff to my PC. But instead of putting it just in the charging port of it, because there's 2 charging ports, and the rest of them are all charging and using it on my computer. I didn't realize it, so whenever I turned it on, I was going to try to do my PS4 one time, and my Steam big screen came on. I was like flipping around the games. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And everything I moved on my controller was moving my damn PC instead of moving my PS4.
Yeah. Goga just read the title that's up. Epic seeks default judgment in lawsuit against 14-year-old Fortnite cheater and his mom.
What the fuck is going on with that? They're going to sue a fucking 14-year-old?
Yep. Studio
For
said
what?
it doesn't matter that the defendant is a minor. He played the game, so he's on the hook.
What are they suing him for, though? Because he cheated?
Yeah.
How can you sue somebody because they cheated? On a game you don't win money.
I don't know.
What, I mean, do you go to jail over, like, what are you in for? Fucking cheated on Fortnite, man.
Shit.
Like, that'd be...
Old man Louis over there, he stabbed a dude, but shit, you played.
He played Fortnite, he cheated on Fortnite, man.
Shit, don't fuck with this dude.
And some dude in the UK is, like, facing 2 years in prison because he said a bad word or something.
Sounds about
And-
right.
Like, it was basically karma got back to him because, like, somebody did something to him, he did something, and then all of a sudden he got caught for it. But it's like, how do you tell people you're in prison for saying a bad word? How you're gonna be you're gonna be a bitch in prison.
Well, I don't know if that would be the case. I don't know how people would actually react to that.
People wouldn't be scared of you, I can tell you that. Like, watch
No,
out,
they
man,
wouldn't be scared of you. Yeah.
that motherfucker said shit twice, man. Be careful.
Oh, shit.
He's a hard motherfucker, man.
Like, he's one bold motherfucker, boldest guy I know. You can't say motherfucker in prison anymore. Like the UK, there's no way in hell I could ever go to the UK. I would technically probably be stopped at the border.
You look too white, you might get stopped. Apparently, anything nowadays that goes against their social parameters.
They'll be like, sorry, we already have too many white visitors at this point.
Yeah.
You need to wait till one of the white people leave.
Or they get kicked out.
Yeah, it just like the UK has gone way too overboard, man. I have some friends that are in the UK, and they're like trying to make like excuses for him. Like they're like saying, like Laura Southern deserved to be stopped, and I'm like, no, she didn't. She didn't do anything fucking wrong. Just because she had a flyer that said like Muhammad is a gay god doesn't mean that she deserves to be kicked out of a damn country.
Right.
Like if those people cannot handle being offended, and you're gonna kick somebody out of the country out of like under the grounds of terrorism, I think that's a little bit of an overreach, man. Especially whenever in the same country, the Muslims actually had a thing saying that Jesus was the gay god, and that was fine.
No, your God's gay. No, your God's gay.
Yeah, it was basically that. But since Laura Southern said Muhammad and it pissed off the Muslims over there, she was no longer allowed back in the country.
So that's how far political conversation has deteriorated to basically children's argument where they're arguing over whose God is gayer.
Yep. That and the fact that and that's gotten to the point to where that like the UK's basically adopted Sharia law, where they agree with the blasphemy laws and stuff like that. Fucking insane, man. I would go to jail quicker than shit in the UK.
What are you talking? It's not like Britain to ever be tyrannical in history. Oh wait, forgot.
I wonder how'd that work out for Britain before in us. I think we left them.
I think people left somewhere to start a revolution or something.
Yeah, something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm telling you though, if I ever went to visit anywhere in the European region, I would have to leave my fucking cell phone at home. I couldn't take it because I'd post something and of course it tells your location,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be out down. I'd be getting arrested by a bunch of cops that don't have guns. Honestly, if they tried to arrest me, I'd probably just run. Like, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all ain't gonna throw your batons at me?
No, bro. I can just imagine. You know the guards that stand near Buckingham Palace.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, a long time ago, I wanted to fuck with those guards, but not anymore, man. Like, you probably end up.
Bro, think differently, bro. They're gonna come after you. Like literally.
You saw one of the videos where one of the guards actually punched a woman, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, she was like in his face, and he finally just said "pop," and that woman did not fucking expect it.
I still think my favorite is when this dude went up to one of them and he was just talking, like he was just cracking jokes, trying to get the dude to laugh. And some of the things he was saying was actually kind of funny. He actually did get the dude to laugh, the guard. I don't know whatever happened to him, but probably got fired.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not a guard anymore because they're not supposed to actually show emotion or break from character.
Which is weird.
Yeah, go get. I know that male bees die after having sex. That's when you really have to wonder if it's worth living your life as a virgin or dying really quick.
I mean, bees die pretty easily either way.
Yeah, you might as well have fun when you're doing it. I just don't want to. I wouldn't want to be a bug where the woman eats you, like.
Oh, like a mantis?
Yeah, like fuck all that, man. Like I'd rather just be a fucking celibate virgin the rest of my life. Cause that shit would fucking hurt, man.
Oh, she eats your head first.
Yeah, you get off and you want a cigarette, and she's fucking chewing on your damn brain.
Like, there's just things in nature that makes you fucking wonder. Why?
Yeah, Cyrus, if you touch the guards, especially like what you're saying there, they'll beat the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Those guards are serious, but like they usually let people talk shit to them, but like when you get in their face and you actually touch them, all hell is gonna break loose because I think they have full reign to do whatever the hell they want. Because they're the ones guarding like the queen, right? Yeah.
The ones with the big hats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big fucking goofy looking hats. Yeah, they're the ones that actually have free reign to
beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That is if you like get physical with them.
Yep, I wouldn't touch one of them.
Fuck no.
I don't want to get my ass beat by somebody in a goofy looking hat either.
So you guys ever played? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Somebody approved a game for me. I don't know if it's a PC game or what. No, it's a PlayStation 4 game called Epic Dumpster Bear Dumpster Fire Redux. Oh, that sounds like a fun game.
Are you gonna get the platinum on that?
I'm almost guaranteeing that one does not have a platinum.
It most likely doesn't. You're right.
God, I always get approved for these dumbass games.
Yes, well, I'm playing Mafia 3. I don't know how far. I don't know how much close you can get to bad games than this.
That was actually okay for the first half of the game, and then the last half it became like a fucking chore. Like it was just back and forth, doing the exact same shit over and over again. It felt like it wasn't. I mean, is the frame rate bad on that one right now?
It's not great.
Because I know they fixed it on console. I didn't know if they ever actually did anything for it on.
Let me see. What am I at right now, settings wise? This game just feels so boring to play.
The story is very lacking.
It's not just that. It's just like I don't know what to do in this game. What is there to do?
Yeah, it's not a clear cut what you need to do. It's just simply
Go
here's
here.
the world, figure it out.
Well, no, it's telling me where to go, but it's like, do I have any freedom in this world? Do I get to do like GTA? I can tell this is trying to be like GTA to an extent.
Yeah, but it's
And
not. Yeah, because you don't
like,
have the.
It's not. It's just like I know GTA. You have free reign to do whatever you want to an extent.
Not with that. Not with that game.
Well, is it worth playing?
I mean, I enjoyed it for what it's worth. To get the platinum, it takes a while because of the fact that, if you mess up like I did, because I didn't pay attention to the trophy list before I started playing. So now I still have 2 more fucking playthroughs to be able to get the platinum, because it takes two playthroughs to get it. Unless you mess up in the first playthrough, then it takes 3. And so I'm like, I'm not even pressed to go back and try to play another 2 more times because it's not that great of a game.
Mm. My nose has been running, and I'm scared to wake up tomorrow because I know I'm gonna wake up feeling terrible. You guys been getting sick lately or no?
No, I've actually been lucky with that. But I only usually get sick towards fall, like when it starts turning
Same.
from summer to winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
And it usually hits me pretty damn hard, too.
I usually get sick like around my birthday, which is closer to fall. It's almost
Which
always
Fallout go get?
Should I get Fallout now? Yeah, which Fallout?
I don't even know what the Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
I don't even know what those are.
Which
The OG Fallout.
Like the first Fallout? Very first?
I heard that wasn't all that great of a game.
You shut your mouth.
I mean, if you really like turn-based tactical RPGs.
No, I'm probably good.
Okay, yeah, the first Fallout. Then I haven't played. I have it. I just haven't played it. I have Fallout 1. I don't have Fallout 2. Fallout 3 and then 4. And New Vegas, but I don't know. Let me forget about that. How many games do I have here that I haven't even downloaded yet?
Well, the Thunder are getting beat.
The what?
Looks like the Thunder. Looks like they're gonna not make it past the first round of the playoffs.
What, is this basketball?
Yeah,
Ah,
Oklahoma City Thunder, my home team here, and they're a pretty decent team, but I don't know what the hell happened, but like they're getting beat by the Utah Jazz pretty handily, 96-91.
The Jazz?
Yeah,
Or
Utah Jazz, Jazz. 6 seconds, final, 96-91. Thunder's out.
damn, sucks for them.
Yeah. Pretty sad when you have like 3 high-profile players on your team and you still can't fucking win the first-round playoffs.
How are the F1 series games? What are you doing?
I'm not a big F1 series, F1 racing fan anyway, so I don't know.
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
Oh, just... I go to open a link and it opens it in the little tiny chat window that I've opened up. Like, Why would I want to fucking do that? You stupid fucking browser.
I'm gonna like on my Instagram. I'm gonna start doing like what the women do, because I've noticed like a lot of women on Instagram, like they just post PlayStation shit, but it's always like with their legs in the picture, or they're sitting next to a thing with like a short skirt on or whatever. You can't really see anything, but you can tell they were like a really short skirt with most of their legs showing. I'm gonna start doing those same pictures with mine and seeing if I can get 10,000 followers.
I don't think it's gonna work.
There was a girl in my class that would have
It
got paid
might.
There was a girl in one of my classes that got paid like $20 because some random dude messaged them saying that they'll pay for foot pictures.
I'd take a picture of my foot for $20.
Yeah.
Like, how many more do you want, man? Like, I can keep this going all day long.
So what if the guys in the class did it to try to see if they can get paid too? And the dude caught them. It was funny too. It was like this big both black dude in the class. He took a picture of his feet and sent it to the same number.
I want to start doing that thing where they were doing like in prison, like orange is the new black, where they were selling like used panties.
Why? Like,
'Cause
why
there's
did they
a-
use them?
Huh?
Why did they use them? Like, why were they selling them?
For men to sniff.
Hmm.
Apparently, in Japan they actually have vending machines with used panties in them.
True.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm thinking that if we could create that business here, and there'd be a lot of people, you'd be rich.
You make the economy better
Yeah.
simply because of that.
I'd become like what's his name? Elon Musk. I'd be coming like his richer than him off of used panties.
You're gonna send some panties to space too, right?
Yeah, I'd be like, well, now I've got to send some panties to space, man, because I got to get it even higher than that fucking car that's out there.
I feel like it's just then it's gonna be floating into space. And it's just gonna hit the windshield of that car.
Well, go get. Really actually is a business for it. I just don't know how legal it is in the United States to sell used panties. I don't want to find out the hard way by going to jail. And
I mean, it depends on how you acquire them. I mean, people sell used clothes all the time.
well, yeah, but they have to be freshly worn. Like they can't be washed.
Ah, I didn't know you had to. I didn't know that.
That's what it is. That's how it is in Japan. They're freezer bags sealed in a vending machine after women wear them all day and have their sweat and their odor inside of it.
Okay, weird.
And yeah, it is fucking weird, man. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are into that weird kinky shit. Like, you start feeding people's fetishes, and you can actually become really rich. I'm sure there's probably a pool for people to fart and stuff too. I don't know. There's some weird fucking people out there.
It's true.
What if there's people out there who get a fucking rise out of peeing in swimming pools? You just reminded me whenever you said farting in pools, you just made me think of that movie.
Yeah, the internet has actually opened my eyes to there's so many fetishes that I wish I didn't know some of them existed. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think there is a law against selling used underwear like that. Go get. I don't know. I like again. I mean, that would be kind of a weird law to research. I'm sure the FBI, once they saw that search history, they'd be like, "Okay, we're watching him."
It's like, you don't feel comfortable typing on Google? Is it illegal to sell used panties? Come on, Rambo.
Yeah, not on Google, no, because Google will report my ass.
Yeah, not on Google. You're right.
Have to go to the dark web for that shit.
I hear DuckDuckGo is a good, what's the word? I wouldn't say replacement, but it's a good one to use rather than Google. Heard people suggest it.
Which one?
DuckDuckGo.
Oh. Yeah, I think that one's actually the one that allows you to retain your privacy. Yeah, no shit, Ryan. Like, that would be my luck.
Yeah, it'd be like, you just hear like someone knock on the door, FBI, open up.
Like, what the fuck did I do, man? I'm
Just
like,
immediately.
I was just selling my sister's panties.
Nothing weird with that.
Yeah, nothing weird about that, man.
Come on, officer. Don't tell me you didn't think about it.
You probably bought some, man. I'll hook you up with a 2-for-1 offer.
It's like, shit, you got me there. So I only have, so here's a little conundrum here. I only have 2 guitar stands, but 3 guitars. What should I do?
How much are guitar stands?
$10.
I'd buy another fucking guitar stand.
That's a lot of time, money, and effort.
It's $10. How's that a lot of money?
Cause don't worry about it.
Don't eat lunch for a week.
Shit, bro. I already don't do that. How do you think I afford the guitar? No, I just don't feel like getting up and going anyway.
Or play the third guitar. Yeah, that's what Ryan says. Just play the third guitar.
I do. I have
Constantly.
it right here.
Like, never put it down.
Oh, never put it down. Oh, you're right. All right. Well, yeah, let me start
Go
playing.
to school with it and everything.
I've done that. I've actually brought, well, not this guitar. I brought one of my guitars to school before.
You didn't get in trouble?
No, they're fine with it. As long as you're not like distracting anyone, because a
Well,
lot of
here
kids
just- Here, just walking in with one would be a distraction. Like, they would take it away from you as soon as you came to the door.
Seriously? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
like, they don't allow anything extra.
I've seen kids bring ukuleles, guitars. I haven't seen anyone bring a violin yet. Thought about it.
Come to Oklahoma, man. It's a whole different ballgame up here.
No, I'd rather not.
Schools are like fucking prisons around here.
I've seen kids in class, like in English class, math class, they'll bring guitar cases and stuff like that because they bring it because we have 2 types of band in our class or school. We have jazz band and just normal band. Jazz band, you play like the piano, drums, guitars, stuff like that. And kids sometimes bring their own guitars.
Most of the art stuff that we used to be in school like that has been canceled. There's not a whole lot of that crap in our schools anymore.
I was on the verge. I mean, I could tell my school doesn't get a lot of funding. I mean, the choir room uses a broken piano. So, and like none of the pianos have been tuned in like years. But I mean, then again, it's not really worth it because, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the sound of an untuned, like a slightly out of tune piano actually sounds nice.
So how would you like market the used underwear? Like here's a picture of the Chica or the
Just like be out front about it, bro. Just like be so blunt about it. Just say, hey, just walk up to random people on the street. Hey, what's some used panties?
$10.
Yeah. Wow, $10? Yeah, that's
cheaper. That's cheaper than the actual panties, man.
Yeah.
Gotta make a profit.
Well, then, like, yeah, I could like have a trip like down to Mexico to where I can get the Mexican panties, the Mexican smell. Go over to Africa to where I can get the African smell,
No.
and then like have different scented panties.
But nobody wants the African.
I could be rich, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe Asian. I bet you if you
Asian.
did that, if you got Japanese.
Well, they already have,
people
but
there-
the thing is, they already have their market over there. They have fucking vending
No,
machines on the side of the road.
No, you go over there and then you sell here in America.
Oh yeah, or
I don't
or
think
go,
so.
or go over to Japan and sell American used panties over there because like American people are like a commodity over there.
Wait, seriously? I thought they like looked down upon us over there. You know, because we're the stupid Americans. We don't know shit.
Not all of them. I mean, the ones that are like really old into the Japanese culture do, but for a lot of the younger ones, like really love the idea of America.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird how they fetishize America.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Wow.
you can go over there and become like get a wife pretty easy.
Really?
Same
Yeah,
thing in
because I mean, like,
my brother was telling me about, like, if you're a white person in China, there are clubs that will literally just pay you to hang out at the club because you're white.
I did not know that.
Because it's
I
like
thought,
it's like a status symbol for them. It's like, hey,
wow.
our club is so cool. You know, we've got white guys over here. And I'm sure it has more to do with just like you're a foreigner and
yeah,
not, you know, like you're literally white. But yeah, it's really weird. But you know,
Wow.
hey, you know, it's the same kind of thing can happen here where somebody visits from a, you know, if your high school gets a foreign exchange
Foreign.
student,
Oh
like
yeah.
all of a sudden everybody wants to talk to them and you know shit like
Yeah.
that. So
Do any of you have like a spare $500 that your pal can borrow to get this
shit.
guitar?
yeah,
If I
sure,
if I had
yeah.
a spare $500, I'd be buying the new Ryzen CPU.
Oh, I'd be buying this Fender Telecaster, my guy. Um, so you know, if you just
Another
like sit
fucking
there with
guitar.
another, yeah, bro.
Why do
Like
you
I
need
don't give a fuck.
another guitar?
Why do you need a better computer?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Bruh,
you're wondering what's a
that's a
third
stupid
guitar with no
question.
fucking stand.
I mean, is it? I mean, you have everything you pretty much need.
But you don't even have everything that you need,
Exactly.
and you're talking about buying another one. You would have
Yeah.
two guitars with no stands.
I'll buy other stands.
Yeah,
I'm actually looking at this one right now. I'm looking at a stand that can hold. How many guitars is that? Like 5 or 6? Sure.
that's what you need to buy.
Yeah, basically. You just get that, and there you go. Look at that.
You should probably get that before you start worrying about getting another guitar.
Maybe you should mind your own business.
You have guitars laying around your room, like.
I got one for each room, basically. I could. I have a
I've never-
fourth one, but my dad has it, so you know.
I've never understood I like to learn how to play like the acoustic guitar, but not the
Not the electric.
yeah, because the acoustic guitar is like one that you can play at the campfire and have all the women swoon at you.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But I guess you also gotta learn how to sing too. But
I could if I wanted to. But...
like if I start singing, everybody's running. They're like, okay.
there's my other guitar. It's over there on my bed. Yeah. I have this one. You ever heard of a classical guitar?
Like classical?
It's just a term, but basically it refers to a guitar with nylon strings.
Oh no.
Basically,
Well, then yeah, acoustic.
it's an acoustic. Yeah, you have different types of acoustic guitars. You just have the typical steel string wound guitars, and then you have classical guitars. There isn't much. There's like literally a difference except for the strings. That's literally it.
Okay.
That and there's
That's
no
like-
inlays on this classical, or at least the ones I've seen classical guitars. They're like, you know how there's dots on the fretboard on some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one at least doesn't have it, or doesn't have any. But what's great about the acoustic guitar is that you can just get away with playing chords and people think you're a god. And that's all you gotta do. Just keep strumming away on those and done. You've pretty much mastered the guitar.
Ryan says his guitar stand fits a lot of guitars. It's called a couch.
Bro, I would. I would. Every time, like, if I come home and I just feel like playing the guitar, I could just walk over to the couch, sit down, and play it. But like, I guess some people, like, use couches for, like, sitting and watching TV or something. So, like, I can't do
And it'd be like, don't sit on my fucking guitar stand.
that. I used to lean it up in a corner of my room, one of them. Apparently that's a bad idea, according to some people, leaning it up against the wall. What do they know?
I have no idea what's a good way to take care of a guitar.
Well, it's definitely not leaning it up against the wall. I can tell you that.
Why?
Like, because it could fall over.
Oh,
How I broke one of them actually.
are they that brittle?
Well, I mean, I had a capo on it. It kind of fell over and snapped the neck of it.
Oh,
Fixed it though. Oh, did I ever show you? I fixed it. Electric guitars can take somewhat of a beating just because they're not that hollow. Well, not all of them are hollow, but most, like the one I have at least, isn't that hollow.
because I've seen like some rockers like slam their guitars to the ground and they still don't break the first time.
Yeah, acoustics will break because they're hollow.
Yeah.
It's easy to break acoustic, but electrics, yeah, they're not that hollow.
Yeah, standard Fender or whatever. They're pretty sturdy.
Oh yeah. I like guitars. And it's not just the fact of playing them; they're just pretty to look at. I just start learning them because I have nothing else better to do. So
That's all you gotta do. Go get is buy some strings.
To get the guitar cut and buy some strings. Yeah.
It's like, what is it, $5 for a pack of strings?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you want some good strings, depends on how much you want to spend. Here, let's see. Let me take a look at some of the brands. I know good brands for electric, but not good. Let's see. Let's just type in guitar strings. Let's just see. Yeah. Diodario is probably gonna be your best way to go. But then again, they're like $15 a string, or not string. I'm sorry, pack. So yeah, I wouldn't entirely recommend going with those. Let's see. Ernie Ball makes good electric, not really good acoustic from what I've heard. I mean, they're not bad. I have Ernie Ball strings on one of my guitars. They're not terrible. Yeah, if you don't mind spending $20 a pack, I'd definitely go with Diodario. Either that or just get some $5 pack of strings. It won't hurt you.
Oh no, motherfucker.
Just make sure don't if since you haven't played a guitar, do not try to string a classical guitar. I tried that and that's a pain because they're nylon and they aren't just simply you don't just like pull them through the thing. You have to actually like tie a knot with them. Like no, screw that. Allow to get the guitar bad thing to do if you have fear of high places. Well, do you know? I was gonna say, do you know what kind of guitar it is? But I doubt it. Because if anything, like if it ever comes down to it, I mean, guitars are fairly cheap, at least for like beginner ones. You can pick up like a simple guitar for like $50.
Shit, I
I
think
mean,
my parents paid $20 for my first. Oh, what was it? What's the cheaper version of a Fender?
Let me see here. Let me type in really cheap guitars.
It's the knockoff.
I'd like to get just a really cheap guitar, just something like it's like stupidly cheap, just to hang on my wall.
Oh crap!
Oh yeah, here's one for $30. It's a Music Alley MA 52. This thing looks like a child's toy. Probably a Spanish guitar, more than likely. Oh, this is nice. Never mind. It's $500. Never mind.
Oh, this is not gonna end well.
That's a pretty acoustic.
What are you playing?
Master of Orion 2.
Don't know anything about that.
It's a 4X. What is it's expand. I have to look this up now because it bugs me. 4X.
Okay, so you got raw.
Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. They're like grand strategy games.
Yeah, Squire. Well, I don't know if he meant Squire or if he meant like a company that made it.
Yeah,
Oh, you meant Squire?
I think it was a Squire.
Was it an electric or?
Yeah, electric.
Oh, okay. Was it? Oh, was it like a red and white one?
No, I think mine was blue.
Oh, okay.
I got it from
Usually, what? That's good.
I got it from a buddy.
Okay. Usually, when I see people with like really cheap Squires, they're usually the red and white ones that you see like from Back to the Future. I'm not sure if that was a Squire or not, but it is the same color scheme. I'm not saying they're anything bad. I mean, there's a lot of guitarists that use them.
It works.
Yeah, it works. So.
Fuck. This is not gonna end well.
In fact, like not maybe 2 hours ago, I helped some guy who was writing a song. He didn't know like jack shit about music, but he just wanted to write something. He just wrote some lyrics. And he summoned me to try to write some chords for him. That was a pain in the ass because I was doing everything for him. When I tried to explain how something works, he's like, "Yeah, I don't get it. Just do this for me. Do that for me." It's like I don't get it. Like if you want to write music, at least try to learn a little bit of it. No offense. Anyway.
I don't know anything about music and shit like that.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people just
I used to play a violin, and I just quit. I gave it. Yeah, I gave up on it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, not the giving up part. Was I'm actually gonna try to learn the violin.
It was a lot of fun, but I just ended up. It wasn't as cool. So
Bro, nowadays, if you could play the violin,
yeah, it would be cool now. But like back whenever I actually was really, being pretty decent at it in school, then you were the nerd by playing that thing. So you just eventually feel that peer pressure take over what you enjoyed, and then I just never went back to it.
usually the piano is seen as sort of the nerdy instrument, but every time I go in and play something, everybody's like, "Holy shit, you're awesome!" Same thing
The
with
piano's a real. If you can get the piano down, it's a really pretty instrument to listen to.
I don't know. Guitar's not bad too. The thing is, like, there's two different types of like main guitars. Obviously, the electric and acoustic, and they play differently. I mean, you could play them both virtually the same. Obviously, the electric's meant for the real shreddy type, fast playing, which is nice to listen to, at least to me. And then the acoustics, to me at least, I believe that acoustic guitars are typically for slower songs, somewhat. That's just me, though. Piano, I like the piano. It is a very pretty instrument. The violin, I still think is way prettier.
It can be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna try to get a violin soon because it's hard to find one now. At least one that's worth a damn.
And one that actually
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one for like $60 just to see if it would work, and well, it came broken. The pegs kept falling out. The tailpiece broke. But no, I'm not gonna deal with this.
This is not gonna fucking end well.
Goget, you're not wrong, bro. The only thing stopping me from learning all these different instruments is money. Like, if I had the money to, I would buy a violin, cello, I would buy a saxophone, a flute, and you bet I would try to learn them all.
That would be pretty interesting if you could actually play proficient on every instrument.
I mean, I've got the guitar.
It'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the guitar down comfortably enough. I've only been playing for a couple months. I can just do some chords and just mess around with it at least, just a little bit.
They say, though, there's like one instrument that you can, if you learn that really, you can, like the rest of them are kind of, like the stringed instruments are all kind of like easier to pick up. I forgot what instrument it is that you really need to know.
I think it's the violin more than anything. I would believe if it was the violin, because the violin teaches you how to use the bow and how to finger a board.
Yeah.
And if you can get the fingering down, then you can get guitar down pretty easily. You just have to use wider spaces, though. That's about
Yeah.
it. And
We had to put on a concert with the violin. That was a lot of fun.
hmm And if you can get the bowing down, you can probably pick up the cello and viola pretty easily too.
The cello is always a weird instrument to me.
It's a big violin.
Yeah, like a really big fucking violin.
It is. Have you seen a double bass?
No, I've not, but I imagine that one's fucking huge because
That is what people used to use instead of bass guitars back before bass guitars were a thing.
how?
They were huge. They were.
Do they just sit them on the ground and play them,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
okay?
yeah,
I was
they
like
sat
going, do they lift them up and play them like a fucking guitar?
No. They were
Dear
about. They were
God.
bigger than. They were bigger than cello. What people did was they stood up, and these things stood taller than most people, and they would hold it by the top. And most of the time, they would pluck them. You ever seen like in jazz bands, people would play the piano, and then you'd have the dude with the big cello-looking thing.
Do 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 do. Yeah,
Yes,
plucking them. Yeah.
That was a double bass, most likely. Cellos can do it, but they're not as low as the double bass. And then there's the octo bass, which was created as a joke. Well, not really a joke, but some dude created it and it became a joke. The octo bass was this giant bass instrument. Literally, you had to stand on a pedestal to play it. And you didn't. And instead of fingering the board, you would actually have to pull levers to not cut the strings, but mute the top half of the string. There were only 3 levers. There were only 3 different notes you could play on a string. It was a huge thing, but it's become like a meme at this point. Yeah. Get the fingering down. I like that easily. Basically.
There's a lot of fucking news outlets like writing a lot of spoiler reviews on
Infinity War?
Infinity War. I'm like, why are y'all doing this that damn quick?
Clickbait. That's why.
It's like shit. Like we don't need to see we don't need to see spoilers the day it comes out. You know?
There was a shooting earlier at Walmart, but did you hear about Infinity War though?
Yeah. Let me tell you all about the secret character, and I'm like, what?
Let me tell you how many characters died.
Yeah.
Well, no, I am curious though. I kind of can't wait to see this movie. It's probably the first movie in months, if not years, that I actually am excited to see.
It's been one of the things is all these movies have been leading up to, and I'd like to actually see how it pans out. I don't know anything about the what's it called, the comics, to know exactly even what's going to happen. So I'm really kind of anticipating it because I don't have to worry about knowing anything about what can happen.
I haven't read any of the comics though. The thing is too, I'm more of a DC guy, not with the movies, but just with the characters and everything. I prefer DC over Marvel because I don't know, the characters are more interesting to me in DC. The movies just made me not like DC though.
I enjoy DC movies. I enjoy them in a different light than I do the Marvel ones because Marvels are more of the cinematic experience, and I don't know, DC is more of just, I don't know how to put it. I mean, I do enjoy it though.
I liked okay, there were some DC movies that I didn't mind.
It's just DC just feels so try-hardy, you know? It just
Yeah.
feels like they're trying way too hard, and it just pulls me out of the experience. They just what I mean is it's like they try too hard and they end up pulling more away from what they could have done. Because they're trying to be like Marvel. They're trying to be like this. It's like, no, do your own thing. I know Marvel's successful, and I understand why they're trying to do it. But I feel like if they try to do their own thing, they would probably gain a lot more respect than what they have now. I could tell they're obviously trying to do something like Marvel, but they won't really try to do their own thing.
They just don't have the writers that Marvel has.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a way to tell the story the way Marvel tells their stories.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like with not just with Marvel and DC, but DC, I feel like they're sort of in a panic mode and they can't exactly think straight.
But yeah, because they've got to catch up to the popularity of Marvel, and they're trying to get there too quickly. I think.
Yeah,
Like the Batman movies were so old that I think they should have like started retelling Batman's story, try to start retelling Superman's story to try to accumulate them all together rather than just kind of, bam, here's Justice League, you know?
well, they sort of tried to do that. I mean, I know why they did Justice League, but I feel like they tried to actually somewhat do that. They tried to
Yeah,
retell Superman's story. They kind of failed.
I don't know. I enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed like the Man of Steel and stuff. I mean, I actually enjoyed the movie. I mean, obviously it wasn't like a masterpiece, but I enjoyed it.
Which one?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
I actually
No, I
liked
didn't-
Batman versus Superman. I know fucking
Yeah, that
everybody
wasn't-
hated it, but
Yeah,
I
that
got
wasn't. I
bored
actually
of it.
enjoyed it.
It was boring. It's not that I was expecting them to fight or anything. I was just expecting like, I don't know, just the story felt really convoluted.
I enjoyed it myself. I just wish they would have shown Superman beating his ass a little bit more.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't have minded that.
I get tired of Batman sometimes.
I don't mind Batman. I prefer Batman stories just because I find it more interesting.
I liked
about
the
how
Nolan Batmans.
The Nolan Batmans were good.
Yeah, I think those are probably some of the best superhero movies ever made.
Oh yeah. Oh, go get. I got you, my guy. I found you a 1/2 size guitar, but what's special about this is that it's in hot pink, your favorite. Here you go. I'm gonna send you a link. But no, with a lot of superhero movies though, I feel like they have to find that balance between. Actually, never mind. No, because I was gonna say between dark and gritty and lightheartedness, but in all honesty, there's been a lot of great superhero movies that have been somewhat dark. Like I don't know if you guys seen the Assault on Arkham movie.
I haven't, no.
I haven't
Yeah,
either.
it was an animated movie, and it was somewhat. It basically think of it like Suicide Squad, but not terrible. Basically, they had the same premise. They had all the same characters from what's it called? The Suicide Squad. But it was animated, all animated, and they had a way better premise. They actually had like more of Batman in it. And they even they were actually able to get Troy Baker to play the Joker. They actually had a way better representation. It was just a way better movie, my point is. And it was like extremely dark of a movie. And I know, and my point is, you know how a lot of people criticize Batman v Superman and DC for being too dark. Or is that just me?
Yeah. No, they do that. Yeah,
And it always bothered me because I never saw a problem with them trying to be too dark. In fact, I thought it was a nice contrast from what Marvel tried to do. They were trying to be overly happy.
yeah. That's the one thing about Marvel movies. It's always lighthearted.
Yeah, but they do somewhat act serious at times.
Yeah,
not all the time.
But I mean, it seems like every one of them though, comedic scene in it. Or comedic scenes, I guess.
And they're done right too.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, they do good with it.
Especially
all
Guardians of the
besides
Galaxy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know,
absolutely.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, it was all right, but it wasn't like to me hearing them join the Avengers. It just it doesn't sit right with me because the two different styles just don't go along with each other to me.
Really?
Like the Guardians of the Galaxy are always joking, and you have the Avengers that are sometimes joking but serious and joking and serious and joking. So it doesn't seem like they fit together that well. And that's one reason why I want to see this movie, to see actually how well they actually do, together in the main screen together.
It does seem like it would be difficult to combine the two and have it work. Yeah.
That's why I want to see how they're able to do it.
I think that they would actually. Well, I mean, I've seen And then, well, it was Thor Ragnarok, but they did an alright job with balancing comedy in it.
Ooh, Ryan did not like that last Thor movie.
Really?
Ragnarok, I like that one.
I didn't mind it. I can see why you didn't like it though.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it wasn't
I
a
did-
typical Thor movie.
Yeah.
They were definitely using that to set up Infinity War.
I want to buy all these different. It was awful. What? It wasn't that bad. All right. It was all right. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I can understand why people were not on board with it entirely, but I wouldn't say it was terrible or awful. Wait, which movie?
The last Thor.
Ragnarok? Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you were talking about Avengers. Have you guys seen Thor?
I haven't. No.
Ragnarok, yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay. I don't know about anyone. It was a joke and a ripoff of Guardians. I think. Wait. Which Guardian? Like the first Guardians of the? Are you talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I assume.
As Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh.
It was SNL doing Thor. Ah, okay, I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
I really don't see the connection between Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok.
I don't see that. I see the SNL thing though. Like I said, I can understand the criticisms, but I don't know. I personally enjoyed it. Or not game, movie. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at. I'm looking at guitars. I found a group of guitars that are coming in different colors. I'm tempted to buy a blue, red, and green one just to have RGB guitars on my wall.
Jesus.
Hey, don't do that, Rambo. How many PlayStations do you have?
We're not going to talk about me. This is not about me.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
But my PlayStations cost less than your guitars.
These are $40. This is $35.
Okay, well, never mind.
Back up.
Never mind then.
My most expensive guitar cost less than your PlayStation, or at least one. Well, I don't know how much you spent. At least amount on a PlayStation. What's the least amount you spent?
The most I spent on one is like $3.99. I mean, $2.99 and $3.99. That's how much all. $2.99.
Oh yeah, then my most expensive guitar cost less than that. It's not a bad guitar too. It's a very nice one too. Most of them cost about, on average, 2 of them cost about $120 to $130. Way blown out colors, the comedy, all Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I don't know. I could see that, especially with it being Marvel, but I don't know. That just seems like something Marvel does or did.
It did seem like really awfully colorful for a Thor movie.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But I really think they were I think they were using that as a good setup and leadway into the Avengers Infinity War.
Because from what I've seen from the trailer, even if Infinity War looks a little, I was gonna call them Infinity
Colorful.
War.
Yeah.
And it has some comedy aspect in it too.
Oh yeah, because I like your plan, but it sucks. And
Yeah, I like everything about your plan, or what was it? I like your plan except for the fact that everything sucks about it. And what we should do is have me do the plan. Something like that. I can't remember what he said.
yeah, that was kind of funny. That I mean, because I forgot what his name is. I can't pay. I really didn't pay attention too much to the names of the Guardians, but he has an ego about him, and so does fucking Tony Stark. So those two are gonna clash.
Peter Quill, and I'm not sure. Go to screenshots.
Did y'all see the screenshots of the Tomb Raider game? The
There's
Shadow of the
real
Tomb Raider?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Gee, no.
They appear a lot like Uncharted 4.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I mean, like it looks a lot very similar to Uncharted 4 as far as the screenshots go. Like you can almost find a screenshot in Uncharted 4 that will almost match the screenshot that's in.
I mean, Rise of the Tomb Raider looked a lot like Uncharted 4.
Yeah, you can tell like they started copying, like not really copying, but taking inspiration from the Uncharted games, the newer ones. And like before, back whenever Uncharted first came out, they were taking inspiration from Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider games. So it's kind of like they kind of paid each other back with that. But it was just kind of weird to see how similar some of the scenes are.
I would argue that, well, the graphics wise, they just seemed more. It just seemed more like they were trying to go for the ultra realistic look. Both of the games were.
Yeah.
They just ended up aligning because, well, that's just gonna happen. You can't get more realistic, and well, I mean, you can, but.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like there's a scene where a screenshot where like Laura's looking down on the ocean, and on a rocky little thing, and then like the exact same thing where Nathan Drake is on a rock looking down at the ocean. It is really weird. Like it's almost like identical shit.
Well, how dark was A Thief's End? Like, how dark was it compared to the other games? Like, theme wise.
Man, it wasn't really dark at all. Like it wasn't lighthearted or anything. It was more of a serious tone because he was struggling with the, like, lying to his wife and wanting to help his brother. And
Did he have
it's
the?
more.
Go ahead.
It was just more of an internal struggle rather than actually a dark, gritty theme.
I don't know if he was doing with the old character trope, the "I'm getting too old for this shit" kind of thing. Like what a lot of older characters do.
I think he might have said that one or two times. I'm not really sure. I can't really remember every bit of the dialogue, but I think he might have said that one or two times because he was completely retired and his brother brought him back into the life because it was a threat to save his life, even though it ended up being a lie.
Spoilers, even though it's like, what, 2 years old now?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Somebody was mad because somebody shared a screenshot from God of War and said, y'all need to quit posting spoilers. I'm not going to be able to play it till October or November. And I'm like, what?
That's your fault.
That's like your fault in that. Like, nobody's going to hold off till October or November so that way you aren't spoiled. Like, if you don't like it, block somebody, mute them, or mute the words or whatever, but you can't have somebody to hold off for fucking 8 months.
The entire internet has to hold off for me. I don't want to be spoiled. Like, no, and no.
Wolf, Rambo has played God of War.
I have not finished it yet, but I have played it. I've been playing it now, I guess, since the day it came out, and I'm playing it twice. One with my wife, so that way my wife can watch it, and then one by myself. It's a little bit behind where I am with my wife, and so I've not really actually I've played enough hours to get to the story, but I've just not actually got through the story because of the fact that I'm playing two different saves.
Is she playing it or no?
Oh no, she doesn't play it. She just watches. Like that's like every other God of War game and every other Uncharted game. She wants to sit next to me and watch the games. Like she wants to be able to see the what's it called? She wants to be able to see the story unfold.
Okay, that's cool. That's a pretty good relationship you guys got then, because most of the time, it's sort of the opposite. They want you off the game and doing something. That's cool.
Wolf, once I should finish the story part with my wife sometime this weekend because I'll have more hours to play, and then I don't mind streaming like the older save that I have. But I don't want to stream it while I'm playing with my wife watching because she's really, you know, asking a lot of questions and stuff like that, and I want to make sure that I'm able to focus on her whenever I play with her, rather than actually a chat or whatever. But it should like I should be able to be done with it probably. I'm hoping tomorrow after the Avengers movie, I should be able to be done with it by tomorrow night, and then I don't mind streaming my game. I just don't really know how many people would want to watch me actually stream a game like that. Oh, did you start the pot again? Fucking go get seriously. Dear God, man.
I know with who, but I'm just saying. Yeah, basically. What'd you do this time?
I didn't do anything, man. I just simply existed.
I'm talking to Gogan.
Oh, go get.
I'm talking to Gogurt. Ooh, shit games. What'd you do, Gogurt? What'd you do?
That's all I need is to.
I know, that's drama, but I'm curious what he did.
Oh.
I
said if you-
suddenly lost all control in my hands and arms. Sorry, what? You're gonna have to tell me, Gogurt.
Fratanga was talking about me being a huge contributor or whatever, and he said if you truly understood anything at all, anything, you wouldn't bring into question someone's like of games when their Steam library is worth more than your PC alone.
I saw a tweet from him that someone posted in one of my servers. Well, servers I'm in, not mine, but
Oh, Fratanga, I'm sorry.
it was about Fratanga, and it was where is it again? This is Sean
He gets
King.
owned. He gets owned a lot.
I know. Let's see. Yeah, he said he's noticed several times that when he points out how awful Skyrim is, the majority of people that come to defense are console gamers, and he asks why. If
Wait,
someone just
who
replies,
says Skyrim is terrible?
Fratanga.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part is someone sent him a message saying that he played on 360 and he enjoyed the game back on 360. I mean,
Fratanga. If you look at Fratanga plays on Steam, like, and look at his activity, unless it's changed since the last time I looked, he barely ever plays video games. So he spends more of his time just talking shit than he does actually playing games. And then somehow people wonder why they have a problem with what he says. I'm like, because your play history can't back up the words that you're fucking saying.
I mean,
Like,
I recently have gotten a little bit out of playing games. I mean,
but you don't go around talking shit.
Yeah, I've just been out of
That's
the gaming loop.
yeah,
for a while.
that's the difference. Like, nobody would give a shit like how much you play games, but if you're gonna talk shit about games and talk shit to people about the games they like, well then you better have some sort of like backup in your system showing that you actually do play games.
Or I cannot do any of that because like I don't give a shit. I mean,
it's stupid going after people just for like liking a game or liking a console or stuff like that.
I mean, I know it's ironic coming from me, months later, but again.
Oh no, I mean no, I agree with you 100%. Like it's arguing over fucking video games. That's like the definition of a true first world problem.
Basically.
Like, why the fuck do I want to sit there and argue with you over me playing on console, you playing on PC, or me liking Skyrim and you not like? Who the fuck cares? Like, go on about your life, go on about do whatever you want to do. I don't give a shit. I don't need your approval to do anything.
I still seriously
bigger
think,
things in life.
I still seriously think that people who are like that actually legit need to get a different hobby.
They need what?
A different hobby.
They do, yeah.
Like, gaming is not for you, my guy.
I mean, that's what happened for me.
I used to enjoy getting into conversations like that, the whole PC versus console thing. It was fun, but that was just because I had nothing to do. Now I have many things to do, and so I just find no point anymore.
I used to argue a lot about video games, but it just to a point where, like you said, it's old. Like you're doing the exact same thing over and over again. It's like why is this worth it? It is not. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't fuck with it anymore.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, Gogan, about the response community. This is kind of interesting. There was a time where I would argue, no, it wasn't for the sake of entertainment, but it kind of is. Like, literally, I could tell you, at least in the way that I thought, whenever looking for videos, it was mostly looking for the dumbest and the stupidest people just to laugh at. A lot of times it was hid behind, oh no, we're just trying to educate them. No, not entirely. No, it wasn't. And that's sort of what I feel like the response community has become, the response video community. And if you want to call it a community, but you get it has literally just become a group of people looking for the dumbest shit to laugh at. And, you know, you can call that, I mean, you can look at that however you want, but I feel like that's literally what it's become now. And that got tired real quick. That's why you don't see a lot of response channels doing that thing anymore.
No, because it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I got stale real quick.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of them who do still respond, they respond to either random videos of like nothingness, or they respond to articles. Which, you know, articles is fine, but you know, there's just not that entertaining because it's funnier. It's like what is it? You know how like old TV shows they used to laugh at videos, you know, and whatnot. You know, they had like actual TV shows like, you know, I feel like I don't know if MTV used to do that. I know Beavis and Butthead sort of did that for music videos, but it's sort of the same formula nowadays. You know, people found a stupid video to laugh at and respond to, and it became sort of like a TV show, you know, like a entertainment show. That's basically what response channels have become at some.
Well, if you look, that's the reason why I think Rags has moved on to like movies and politics and stuff, is because he's realized the PC versus console thing has kind of played out a little bit.
It's
but there's still that, like for Tenga, like still to this day, continually makes response videos to JTech TV and these dumbasses on, you know, you can tell these videos that they're responding to are people just trying to get a rise out of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they respond to them like they're being serious, and it's just like you can almost watch their videos and actually just know in advance exactly what they're going to say in rebuttal to that person's video. It's becoming that fucking repetitive, and it's just like it's not fun anymore to watch it. It's not even funny. And Wolf, that's a big difference though, because I mean, there's one thing to argue about like video games, but if you're arguing or debating about politics is actually a real life problem. Like that's something that can actually affect your life.
Oh, and it's always changing.
Yeah, and video games just don't. Like I don't know. Like there's just no point in fucking arguing over video games.
It's more just the behind the scenes thing with Rags. It's not as video. I mean, you sort of his videos.
I don't think there's really anything Rags' video content. Like it got to a point to where it was so long that when I look at somebody's video and I'm about to click on it and I see that it says 45 minutes, I'm like, I start thinking about what all I could do during that fucking time. And so I barely ever listen to anything that long.
See, I like putting those on while I play video games.
Same. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
But see, like, y'all like playing multiplayer games, which I can understand fully. Like having,
Well, even single player.
I cannot listen to anything that actually whenever I'm playing a story, because I want to hear the story.
It's not the story that we play. Like for instance, I'll play GTA 5. Like the missions, like the the online missions, I'll play those to just grind to get some.
Well, yeah, but those are still online missions. I mean, they don't really have a story component behind it.
And it's not just that too. I'll play like Far Cry 5. I'll play Far Cry 5 while watching a video sometimes.
And Far Cry 5 is, I mean, if you look at the story of Far Cry 5, it's really dull.
Well, yeah, but you didn't specify that. You just said you can't play a single player game.
Well, I know, but I mean, I like when it comes to Far Cry, I don't ever look at those as really a single player game, even though they are. It's more of just a fuck around game, you know. To me, it's always been that way.
Okay, but basically games like that. I used to play Hitman Absolution a lot.
Now, see, I couldn't do that and actually play and listen to a or listen to something.
Oh no, I never did it stealthy. I just like the shooting mechanics. I just got into huge shootouts. It was fun. I have a very short attention span when it comes
Like,
to
see
games.
me, like, if anybody tries to, like, if I'm in his, like, playing God of War and that really heavy story-driven narrative, I can't listen to other people.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's different though. That's
I gotta be able to hear that full story, because
like I'll play either that or what was another game I used to play a lot? Oh, Batman Arkham Knight. I would put on one of the trials that you would do, like one of the fighting combat things where
Yeah.
they keep spawning and spawning until you die, and that was fun. I played that. It was mind numbing. It was something that you didn't have to put much attention to.
yeah.
And it was fun. I did that while either talking in a podcast or I'll get that while listening to a video podcast.
Yeah, well, he lied about Cyrus, talking about Cyrus flagging his videos, but he had no proof that Cyrus did. His proof was, well, since I talked about Cyrus and my video got flagged, it had to be Cyrus. But that's not how it went.
Did he ever say who it was flagged by?
No, because it never. Because if Cyrus would have flagged it, it would have popped up on Rags' end that the person that was responsible was Cyrus. But since there was no proof like positioned, it was simply a community flag that somebody else had flagged his video, and but he blamed it on Cyrus. Kind of like what Infinite Retro did with Rags, and they didn't like the idea that he lied on Rags, but yet it was okay the other way around. Yeah, and he did try to take Cyrus's points and cut his videos in a certain way to make it look like he was saying something else that he wasn't. And there for a while, I actually believed that video until I went back and actually watched the full video that he referenced, and then you could see the other points that were made that were kind of left out strategically, and see that he wasn't really trying to be as malicious as what was led on in his cut video. But that's a lot of the things with response community is they have to create the drama sometimes in order to get a video.
Well, that's the thing. People love drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you know, that whole thing with either Cyrus or Infinite or Rags or any of those, like, I'm not going to take a side.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're doing their drama thing, and people love seeing drama, and, you know, that's all on them and who they decide to do it with and who decides to watch it.
The only problem with like the Cyrus situation is that he wasn't really ever making a video to instigate the drama, but it came to him, and then it came to him with a person with like 200,000 subs.
Yeah, that's.
And so
but you know,
he got
sometimes you just
inundated
can't
with-
help that kind of shit. You know.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean those response channels sometimes have to create the drama in order to make a video, because there's not always drama out there or dumb opinions out there that you can find easily. And so you have to try to make one up in order to get content on your channel.
Right.
I don't know. Like the response community just gets old really quick. Even the political response community, because they seem to sometimes just drill home the same point every fucking time. Like it never.
And the problem with that is, I don't think it's the idea of the response community in itself. It's mainly because it's one of those things that blew up because of one specific reason and blew up really big, but they blew up for that one reason. Meaning that if they try to diverge, then then there's not really going to be much of a point in watching them anymore because they don't do their content anymore.
Yep.
I mean, response channels got big because of social justice warriors, the anti-SJW stuff. They got really popular because of it, but now that's getting old and stale. It was just a thing, a fad, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know so much if it was a fad, because I think it could have kept going if there was, because that's the thing. The feminist arguments, they never change. So if you were to keep doing response, if anybody, because that's the other thing is like Anita Sarkeesian and all them, they're not even doing anything anymore. But even if they were still making videos, their arguments never change in any of their videos. So you end up
No, so
saying
you'd
the
be
same thing over and over and over
over and
again.
over and over again.
Yeah,
And they
it's
get
the same
stale that
exact
way.
arguments. Yeah. Yeah,
True.
you can only watch, Sargon or one of them destroy a feminist so many times before it's like, okay, I've heard this exact thing a dozen times now.
And go get, yes, I've been on Tumblr, and dear God, I will never go back there again. And a lot of Tumblr moved over to fucking Twitter, and that's the reason why Twitter is in the shitstorm that it's in. I just don't know why people took Tumblr people seriously.
Because it's the internet.
Oh, God. But he's still Tumblr? That's like taking taking the people that shop at Walmart seriously.
Yeah.
Or actually it's the people that shop at the flea market. Like, is that, like, the Tumblr crowd is a whole nother fucking, that's where you find a bunch of fetishes. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, the atheist versus theist, yeah, that's where it started, and then it devolved into the SJWs, and then it evolved into the PC versus console, and then it just, people kept on making a different idea to respond to it, but eventually it gets, like, to where, like, the first few videos are, like, really cool, like, you're enjoying it, but then the more and more you listen to them, it's like, okay, well, I've heard these same
Yeah,
points
it's
over
the
and over
same
again.
stuff. Yeah, you
Yeah.
find a new topic, and then the new topic gets blown up for a hot minute, but then it ends up being the same stuff. So they find a new topic, and yeah, that only lasts for so long.
It
And
just
it's
gets,
not like
it gets old.
Yeah, and it's not like they were having real debates either. I mean,
No,
like,
it's a one-on-one. I mean, a one-sided debate.
yeah, and because you'll see like there's tons of like Hitchens debates and stuff like that, and those are actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I enjoy actually watching the two people debate, because then you're actually getting a live back and forth.
Yeah.
Rather than a controlled back and forth.
There's not too many people that are willing to actually do the real debate, though.
No. Rags is actually one of them. I mean, people have actually asked him several times to debate, and he won't do it. You're not worth my time. Well, if I'm not worth your time, then why do you take the time to actually respond to one of my videos? I mean, it's always really weird with him that he never really will get into a debate. And that's the same thing with Fertanga. I've tried to debate Fertanga, and he's like, "You're not worth my time." But yet, you'll spend 2.5 hours going over one of my videos. Makes no fucking sense. But I'd easily run circles around fucking Fertanga in a gaming discussion. I've been gaming longer than he's fucking been alive.
I still love when he joined and he tried to have a political discussion and he didn't know jack shit.
Oh, yeah. And yeah. God, that was fucking terrible. He listens to a lot of CNN and that type of bullshit and just believes it because somebody said it.
I didn't know about that. I just knew that he just didn't know anything about politics or economics. And then again, I don't know much about politics or economics either, relatively, but, it was still more than enough to have a conversation with the dude and, prove him wrong.
Yeah, he's not that. I mean, he tries to get into it, and it just. I mean, I just leave it alone now because I've just got tired of fucking having the same argument with him over and over.
Yeah, he does the same thing that I did. I saw some YouTubers destroy some SJWs, therefore I'm a god at politics, basically.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah,
same way.
Yep, that's the way he thinks. And the thing of it is, though, is JW in the thing. So he's actually, like, against Sargon and shit like that. And I'm like going, but the thing is, though, is that, yeah, I was like, but the thing is, though, is that you don't even have any fucking points to stand on. Like that, like you're just making shit up as you go. And there's so much.
It's like, hey, I know what I'm talking about, guys. Look at me.
Yeah, I listened to what's it? Riley Dennis? Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait, seriously? I thought he was against them. Like,
Oh no, he hates Trump, and
I knew he hated
it's
Trump, but
yeah, but I mean it's completely like the whole multiple genders and shit like that. He's all for it.
are you serious?
Yep,
Oh,
fucker is lost, man.
well, sucks.
I can yeah, I cannot have a discussion with him about politics because like he uses so many straw man, and then it's always some fucking dumb points that it doesn't even make sense. So it's just like
The problem is he goes into the arguments thinking he's right.
yeah, and that you're yeah.
No playing field is gaming, and he still won't do it.
Oh yeah, he won't debate you.
Well, I mean, it's mainly. I don't know if that's just because. I mean, in their defense, I can understand kind of why. Mainly because they're relatively big, and I assume they have many people asking them every day, "Hey, do you want to debate over this?" And I can see how that.
Well, I think that, and
Mm.
then if you get into a debate with somebody and you lose, and you're the one of those response channels, it kind of really hurts your channel.
It all depends on how you handle it.
Yeah, and what the topic is and everything else, of course. But he gets triggered because like there's a guy on Twitter that's a PC gamer, but he also enjoys the Xbox One X for what it's worth, and like he can just post a picture of a game on the X, and Fertango will quote him and say, "Well, those games run and look like shit on console." Well, it's like, fucker, nobody even mentioned like what they run and look like, or anything like that. It's just simply that I was playing this game. It's like he just goes out looking for fucking arguments.
Rick lost the debate already.
I've never seen him debate, so I don't know who you're talking about.
He debated J-Tech.
Oh, well, God, if he lost to J-Tech, then
I don't know what happened during that debate. Like,
J-Tech is just another animal altogether because he talks in fucking circles.
well, not only that, he's the only one that talks.
Yeah, like you don't ever have an opportunity to interject.
And whenever you do, he doesn't care. Like,
Nope.
You know how many times he's interrupted, and like literally, I tried to get him to say something, and he literally said no. It's like, well, if you're gonna challenge someone to a debate and not even let them speak, what's the point?
Yep.
What did Shane say anything, by the way?
No,
He said that
Oh.
he sent a message on Facebook that says he's not going to be able to make it back. His wife is burning up with a fever and just came home and I put her to bed.
Alright.
Yeah.
That sucks. Where do you have to pick her up from? Is it like the hospital or something, or?
No, work.
Yeah.
She works at Family Dollar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's debating J-Tech would be like playing chess with a pigeon. No matter how well you play, the pigeon's just gonna shit all over the board, knock everything over, and then strut around like it won.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless to even fuck with him.
Right. Any other gaming topics or articles, anything?
There's a few
Gaming.
things.
Yeah,
Let's
I know
see.
that Microsoft took down El Dorito.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna. I guess they came out and actually said that.
They're gonna try and work with them.
Yeah, they're gonna try to work with them and create an experience that's that benefits everybody, and then also kind of like I think what it sounds like is they're going to try to hire the El Dorito team as some sort of side project or whatever.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. As of right now, nothing's actually happened besides you can't play it. So.
Well, that's the thing. They've had how many years to?
Yeah, no, that's what I don't understand. Like, why get mad now?
Yeah, and I understand, like, people saying, oh, they got to protect their property. Like, okay, yeah, I get that, but
it's been out forever.
Oh, and that's the thing. There are other things that you can do besides filing copyright suits. Like they could have talked with the lead guy and just made up a contract real quick. Like, hey, we'll let you use our intellectual property for doing this, thing. Blah blah. They could have done something. Like there have been companies that have done things like this before.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
I think that was just their kind of way to save face.
Could be.
And make people think that they were going to try to do something, but I don't think we'll see it back.
The president of Nintendo is stepping down in June, and they're getting the guy's name is Tatsumi Kimishima, and he's being replaced by
some other weird name.
Shuntaro Furukawa.
Yeah.
So that'll be, although he's only been there for a couple years, but he was never supposed to be a permanent. I don't know what happened to the guy that he replaced, but I guess he was only supposed to be a temporary thing. So we'll see if that.
It's going to be interesting to see how that affects Nintendo if it does.
If it changes anything.
Yeah.
DICE is ending support not ending support, but they are stopping monthly updates for Battlefield 1 in June.
Already?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know if that means they're stopping updates altogether, or if they're just stopping monthly updates, but still.
I mean, if they did that all together, that's actually still really early for them to use, because they usually keep updating their shit for a while.
Battlefield 3, 4, and Hardline got updates for years after they were. Yeah. So I don't know if, I didn't think Battlefield 1 was pretty popular, wasn't it?
It was for a while. I don't know what it's like now, but I know it's popular on PS4. I know that a lot more people are playing on PS4 than any of the other platforms, but I would still think that it was still a decent enough thing. Let me look at the Battlefield 1 active players.
I would assume it's still fairly popular. Why are they typically they cut support? They have a newer Battlefield or a newer game in the series out.
Well, 5 is supposed to be coming out, but I don't think it's supposed to be coming out for at least a year or something.
So what they're probably doing is either cutting resources to fund that and hopefully make that the new thing so that people buy that instead of the older ones. That doesn't make sense.
Well, on PC, which is really weird because Battlefield's usually more popular on PC. But, okay, there's 8,690 playing. Xbox One is 11,477, and PS4 is 16,895.
Is that current right now?
Yeah, current as of, not too long ago. 37,000 total players, but...
All right. That's a decent amount.
It's still kind of strange though, because usually Battlefield's really popular. They keep up with the PC crowd pretty much keeps up with it, but
the PC crowd, a lot of them probably have moved on to different games. The Battlefield was very popular back in the day, but now, especially the Battlefield 4 days, oh my god.
Yeah, I think Battlefield 4 stayed popular, even more popular than Battlefield 1 for after Battlefield 1's launch.
People still play Battlefield 4, so I think Battlefield 1 just didn't have the sticking power that some of the others had. And
there was a lot of complaints with the Battlefield 1.
There were, and I know a lot of people were saying that there isn't a lot of content compared to some of the older ones.
There isn't.
Yeah. not as
Not
many
compared to
guns,
Battlefield
not as
4.
many vehicles, not as many attachments and shit like that. Yeah.
People try to backpedal and say, "Oh, it's World War One." Of course, to say that's not the point. There were plenty of weapons they could have used. Like, literally, all they did was just for the other weapons or different weapons, quote unquote. They literally just took the same weapons and made it slightly different, as in like they maybe added a different magazine type on it or something. That was it. This gun is literally the same gun, but this one has a side magazine. This one has a top magazine. Like, no, what happened to Battlefield 4 where you literally had like 15 guns in one category of 4? You remember that from BF4 where you had 4 different categories of guns, and there were like 15 of them in each.
Oh, it's more than
Yeah.
that. Jesus Christ. There was probably at least,
Yeah, Battlefield 4 was fucking loaded.
there
with
was like
weapons.
15
I
to
know that.
20 shotguns,
Oh, yeah.
and there were like at least 15 or so sniper rifles, and then there were, you know, the non-sniper, and then they had assault rifles, light machine guns, SMGs, and each one had anywhere from 10 to 20 different guns. And then there were
Oh, yeah.
fucking attachments galore for every last one of them, which was cool because you got to, you know, if you liked chevron reticles over cross reticles, and you could, you know, there were all several sorts of different scopes and shit that you could put on and stuff like that. It was great.
Yeah, there's still 14,876 people playing Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising. Battlefield 3 is still probably my favorite though. Battlefield 4 is a close second though.
I mean, I would just say why did they pick World War One as their?
Because it's different, but also similar.
But that's the thing, they could have picked a better different.
Oh, they definitely could have, yeah.
They
For a
could have
Civil War.
they could have
But
picked.
they were trying to keep up with the COD World War II. To me, they were trying to write off some of that wave. But like they just picked, to me, they just picked the wrong war. Like it would have been better to have a World War II, even that, you know, just the 2 World War II games and see which one did it better.
Yeah, I mean, I still say they need to make another futuristic one. 2142 was I don't know if it's my favorite. I think 3 overtook it, but it's definitely up there. And
I think when it comes to futuristic, I think they're all kind of scared to do that again because of how
Call of Duty.
fucking how slammed Call of Duty got for it.
Yeah, but Call of Duty's not
But you could
Battlefield
only
though.
but Battlefield can only do so many boots on the ground, like just completely like wars like that before it just gets stale because there's not really a whole lot you can do with those. I mean, they're the same thing over and over again, just a different setting.
2142 was hella fun though. I mean, hover tanks.
I never played it.
Oh, it was great, dude. There were walkers, there were hover tanks, there were hovercrafts, and fucking all sorts of fun shit. And that's the thing, you could go galore with the weapons. You know, you could do anything. You could do anything you wanted.
Thing, they can add whatever type of weapon they want.
Exactly. And they had all the gadgets were great because there were stealth gadgets and there were, you know, hologram things that you could throw around and stuff like that. Like you could go nuts with that kind of shit.
That's probably why they did that in Battlefield 4. They had more options because it was more modern, more futuristic than some like the old timey games. Like for instance, like Battlefield 1, they were set in like the 1940s. They didn't have a lot of options. They didn't have a lot of options as far as things to add. But they probably did, but they choose not to because I don't know why. Like Battlefield 4, they had a lot more gadgets they could have used because it was more modern. They had more options to use.
Yeah, Cyrus, I know that's probably why they didn't do it is because of Battlefront, but that's the other thing is the Star Wars universe is fairly limiting because it's all blasters and lightsabers and shit.
I wanted to play as the Ewoks. What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, Jesus.
The Ewoks.
The Ewoks. Exactly, Shadowkin. Exactly. 2040, 2142. It was futuristic, but it wasn't some, laser guns and shit like that. It was just super, super advanced. Like, what would weapons technology be like if it was taken, way ahead into the future? And it was great. There was all sorts of things. They still had quote, they weren't bolt action sniper rifles, but they were sort of like bolt action sniper rifles, and there were, the SMG types and all that kind of stuff. But you could do weird things with them because, it could be like an auto loading bolt action, and it could be, stuff like that. It was really fucking cool. Or I'd just be happy if they let you play fucking 2142 again. But fuck you, EA. God, I played that game for fucking a decade after it was launched. Descent Successor Overlord has a release date, May 31st, and there's a trailer up. That'll be fucking fun. Yeah, Shadowkin. I've been saying that for forever. They need to just do 2142 remastered in the Frostbite engine. That would be, oh my god. Do that, sell it for $30. It'd sell like hotcakes, bro. There were still, oh my god, there were still servers. There was a favorite server of mine. It was a pistols, knives only server that ran pistol knives only for a bunch of rounds, and then would do like a Titan, or was it? Yeah, Titans. Was that what they were called? I think so. The Titan mode, which was kind of like it was Conquest, but then there was the two like motherships that you had. The objective was to capture or destroy or whatever it was the enemy's Titan. And they would play one of those every like 4 or 5 rounds. And dude, that server always had like 60 or 70 people in it, all time of day. Like, people played the shit out of that game, and I don't understand why they won't. If there's one game they could remake that would do well, it would be that game. Oh, GPU shipments have fallen by 40%. Because miners are holding out to see how the ASICs do for Ethereum and all that. So it's not for sure, but this may be the beginning of the end of the GPU crisis.
Well, what about other computer parts like RAM and solid states?
That, unfortunately, is still... There's still a huge demand for both solid state memory and RAM, so...
Aren't GPU prices still coming down, though? Like, back to MSRP?
They're starting to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but if these ASICs end up doing really well, then that could completely kick GPUs out of the... Because it's pretty much all Ethereum that's driving the demand on graphics cards. So if the ASICs do well with Ethereum, then that'll completely kill
the need for a GPU.
Exactly. And so not only will they stop buying them, but they're gonna want to sell all theirs off and buy ASICs and use those instead. So, but we'll have to see how. There's not really any... I haven't heard any reports yet of specific anybody buying one and trying it out or anything like that. But we'll see. Hopefully the dark times are over and the rest of my PC Master Race brethren can get their GPUs without paying ridiculous prices.
No, I'm just gonna buy an Xbox instead. Bro, it'd be cheaper. What are you talking about? Cheaper than getting a PC, am I right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, then you for $500 you get a GPU and an a CPU and a nice little box to put it in.
For $500, I can get myself a Fender Telecaster.
Oh
Very
dear
nice,
God,
very nice guitar. Very beautiful.
you need
Mon-
better hobbies, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you do. You already have guitars. You shouldn't
No, I
be
Yeah.
don't.
spending more money on
I already have
guitars.
one.
See, at least with my PS4s, I can say they're for multiple people in my family. You have almost as many guitars as I have PS4, but they're all for you.
Well, how many people do you have versus how many PS4s do you have?
Let's see, I have 6 PS4s and I have 6 people.
All right.
So you have like 4 guitars and one person, and you're
Well, if
wanting
other
another
people-
one.
If other people want to play them, they can play them. They just choose not to.
How many times have other people come to your house and wanted to play your guitars?
I'm not talking about people coming over. I'm talking about people who actually live here.
Okay, well, how many times has that happened?
Yeah,
Neither. No.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
want
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they're yours.
They're mine. Yeah. I know.
yeah. You don't need that many guitars. This is silliness.
You know how many people? Okay, you know how many people have like 10 or so guitars? Right?
Those people are probably rich.
Actually, no. I know someone who's younger than me who's been playing guitar for 10 years. They have like 14 of them.
That's just sad.
That's just ludicrous.
There's no. I mean, they don't fucking sound that different.
They do.
They really don't.
They do.
Not 14 different sounds, man.
Well, that's acoustics and electrics. That's not like.
Doesn't matter.
Still, I mean, I
It's
don't.
not for the sake-
I mean,
it's not for the sake of the sound. It's for the sake of collecting. Having
That-
different ones, different types, different ones, different looks.
why?
I don't know why.
I don't
Of
understand.
course,
Why do you have
you
games that you
yeah,
don't
you could ask why do you have a God of War and
We don't. Hey, okay. First of all, we are on Prism here. Okay, we are not on me.
Oh yeah, and I just brought it to you because.
No, we don't need to
trying to
bring
take
it to
it-
me at all
Oh, well,
because,
well,
like, I already know I have a
You guys
problem.
bring it to me.
PC
I
is
will-
objectively better than guitars. That is absolutely true, Cyrus. All that money you have dumped
Cyrus.
in guitars, you could have built yourself a gangster PC.
What?
Cyrus, I cannot say anything about objectively.
$500?
I spent at most $500 on guitars.
On all of you, bullshit,
In total, no.
You must have got some hellacious deals, man.
right?
Some people.
Because I
Yeah,
know
I
people that'll spend $500 on one guitar, and that's cheap.
There's one guitar that will you just not in the right place, my guy. Besides, most of them are acoustic guitars. Well, actually, that's even. I have 2 electrics and 2 acoustics. But the acoustic ones are super cheap. Acoustic guitars are stupid cheap. I mean, I picked 2 of them. The 2 of them, like the one, my acoustic electric, that was like $120 in a pawn shop. And this one right next to me, this nylon guitar, I found it second-hand Charles for about the same price.
And
Huh?
oh, I was going to tell Ryan. Yes, one of my PS4s did save someone's life. It jumped in front of a bullet. Yeah, $500 is cheap for a guitar, actually.
Yeah, it is cheaper guitar.
I mean, I've seen some guitars that are fucking hellacious expensive.
Depends. Okay, there's many things like older guitars. Oh hell yeah, older guitars will cost you an arm and a leg. And some newer guitars, even like the 2017. Here, go to Guitar Center right now and tell you. I'm gonna bet you it's a Gibson Les Paul. That's gonna cost you a lot of money. And some Telecasters will even cost you a lot of money. But there's a reason why. They're very nice guitars.
But they sound the same as the cheap one.
Well, okay, some of them do.
You're paying for
like-
the name at that point.
To an extent, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, let's see. Like, if you know the difference between a Telecaster and a Stratocaster, there is a big difference. Let's see, I'm looking at Guitar Center. Some of these, $600, $500, $400. Oh, here's one. It's a Gibson SG Standard for a good low price of $1,500.
Oof.
And right next to that is a guitar what? There's no way. There's no way. That's a PSR Telecaster for $120. Oh, it's a Squire. Never mind. Never mind, it's a Squire. I was gonna say, there's no goddamn way. But where's the super expensive ones? There's like $2,000 ones. I want the 2,000. So that's a reasonable amount of money to spend on a guitar right there. Boom, here we go. PRS CE electric guitar for the low price of $19.99, which is that's $1,000, $999, not $19. Very well priced, very within anyone's price budget. But in all honesty, though, I mean, you can. I'm looking at some of these under like $100. Yeah, this one's like $80. This one's $100. I mean, guitars are fairly cheap if you look at the right ones. And you know, everybody spends money on hobbies, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I definitely know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Yeah. I know firsthand on how that goes.
Right, and you know, I like guitars. You know, it's a new thing that I'm pouring money into. I like them. I like playing them. I like the different types, the different looks of them.
I mean, as long as it makes you happy, that's all that really matters.
Nah, bro, you guys have wrong hobbies, all right? And we're on the internet, so therefore I get to tell you you're wrong. I mean, you do it all the time, right? With consoles and PCs, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have the objective wrong opinion.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So.
Like it can be objectively, an opinion can be objectively wrong, and.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, even though opinions are subjective, but you can definitely have like objectively wrong.
Oh my God! Hold up, wait, yo, this is like straight up the same guitar from Back to the Future.
Oh dear God, I don't even remember that guitar. I mean, I remember seeing it, but I can't remember what type it was.
Well, it's a red and white guitar. It looks like it. It's it says it's a a 50 Stratocaster by Fender. A fucking Fendi.
You learned them from the internets, huh?
Huh?
Cyrus.
Huh? Oh. This is our objective. I learned it from the internet.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd also like to get a bass guitar too. That'd be kind of nice.
I've learned that everything on the damn internet is like there's no subjectiveness to the internet. It's all objectiveness.
Yeah, bro.
It's really fucking weird.
Here's an acoustic guitar for $1,500. So if you guys would like, I'm gonna start up a Patreon for me to get this.
Yeah.
You start it all you like. I ain't putting any money into it.
I couldn't even get a GoFundMe for my son and his whenever he was shot to get up to $1,000. So I mean, like a Patreon to get a guitar is probably not going to work for me.
I know it's yeah.
In fact, I mean, people actually try to say that I was trying to lie about situations because I had picked up like that God of War bundle, and I'm like, that was already paid for and long gone right before my son ever got shot, you know, and it was paid for through a lot of the like rewards that I got back from Best Buy. So even if I didn't pick it up, I still wouldn't have that money because it was simply in-store money, and. Like they were like, well, you got to be lying because you would sell that. I'm like, I'm not going to sell it. Like I'm not asking for the money for myself. It's not like I'm trying to say, hey, will you give me this money for my son so I can spend it on myself? It's for my son and his bills and shit. And I like they couldn't pin the point together. But I don't know. I just got to the point where I've given up on trying to like tweet out the GoFundMe thing. But his shit's going to get really expensive here soon because he'll start going to the doctor and getting like checkups and shit like that. But there's no insurance, so it's all going to be cash.
Yeah. But how's he doing, by the way?
I mean, I guess all right. I mean, he's still hurting pretty bad, and he has like a bunch of tubes still sticking out of him. Yeah, I mean, like he has this one in one of his bullet holes that was leaking a bunch of blood, and now it's just leaking a bunch of pus, like around 70 to 100 cc's a day of pus.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm not sure if that's entirely a good thing or not. Because I mean, if
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff there, then we need
he
to
went
treat
back
him.
to the ER, and because with the way that they explained it was that they wanted it to be below 30 cc's before he left, and then they went ahead and released him. So we just kind of assumed it was still below 30 cc's. But whenever he started like getting 111 or 110 cc's out of it a day, we were like, okay, wait a minute, something ain't right. So he went back to the ER to check, and then the surgeon that was the head surgeon that worked on him came down and said that that was plus, it was normal. What we want to see is that below 30 cc, so we know when we can take it out, because it's supposed to continue draining until it's all drained out, and to where they can actually take it out at that point.
Yeah, it was the same thing whenever I had a chest tube after one of my surgeries, and they had it draining. And it was mostly just the same thing. And they wanted to wait until it was about done, draining before they took it out. And oh my God, when they took it out, that was painful.
Oh, I can imagine, because they just pull it out of your body.
Uh-huh. I will say this much though, it hurt like right then, and then it just sort of stopped. But oh my God, it gives you a kick. Like you really want to kick the dog when they pull it out. But it's really quick though. So I'll say it that much. That's the bright side of it.
No, Cyrus, there's no news on the bitch that shot him. Just the fact that she's out running around.
Who was it that?
His ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She just had some wild hair up her ass and thought she'd want to kill him.
At least he's still. I mean, at least he's all right. At least he's recovering.
Yeah.
And do you know how many? Times he was shot?
Effectively, he got hit 7 times.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, is he? I mean, after he's done healing and everything, will he be able to sort of have full motor skills and everything?
He's gonna have like lifelong complications because of the damage to his pancreas and his stomach and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's pancreas is serious.
Yeah. I mean, most of the times, I've heard people who get shot that many times. Usually, they can't walk, or they have a lot of trouble walking.
Yeah, he got lucky that none of the bullets got to his spine.
Yeah.
Shadow Kenya, I don't even really know how much I've spent on gaming in the past 5 years. I would almost bet that it's over the $10,000 mark.
I know it's at least over 1,000.
Oh God, I was like, well, that's probably this year.
At least. I mean, I don't know. I mean, my computer. About 1,000 over time.
Let's see. Probably, lifetime, maybe 5 or 6 G's on hardware. And I don't know on games, but I don't even know, because I don't buy a whole lot of games, and the games I do buy later, Cyrus,
Wait a minute.
are usually on sale for really cheap. Yeah, but I mean, I've built 4 computers total in my life for myself.
Well, I've got $3,000 worth of, or $2,000 worth of PS4s in my house. Not to mention all the Xbox Ones that I bought. And then I don't even want to know what I spent on games, because like it's outrageous. Because I used to have like 600 physical discs from like all around the world. I sold all them and then bought them all digital. And so I mean, I've spent a shit ton of money on gaming.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm not sure how much I spent in total though. But most of the stuff that I've spent money on in the last couple of months, really, or just even the last year, I took a huge turn from gaming. I mean, obviously, I got way too far into music to where I haven't spent really much money on games, maybe $10 here and there, if that. I don't buy. I think I bought one $60 game in the last like 6 months, and that was Far Cry 5.
You've just been buying nothing but loot boxes, haven't you?
No,
Goddamn loot boxes.
No, when it comes to games, though, I'll buy like a $6 game here and there that I see for sale, and whatnot. And that's about it. Most of it, though, like I try to save up for. A lot of it, I was saving up for a new keyboard and piano, which I got, and I'm happy.
I bought so many games on sale though that I mean, honestly though, right after I hit purchase, I just know in the back of my head going, and I'm probably not ever gonna play that one. But it was on sale, okay.
Same. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of games I already have that I don't even play. I mean, I could play them someday, but I haven't.
Yeah, so I always use the logic. Well, it's on sale, and maybe one day I'll play it.
Yeah, and it's good to have it now. And it's like
Yeah.
in case, like it's like, oh man, I really wish I could play that game right now. It's like, oh
Yeah.
well. It's like,
And
no,
instead of going back and not catching it on sale to buy it, then you already have it, and you bought it on sale. So yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll get through it all. Maybe. Maybe by the time like the PS7 comes out.
Look for some apples. Some apples. Oh wow.
Fuck.
The hell is that? Last big heavy single capo? What? That's a weird looking thing. You ever done that thing, like just in gaming or tech, where you look at things that you know you'll never be able to afford?
Oh yeah, I look at that all the time.
Yup.
Yeah. I used to do that with computer parts. Now it's with guitars.
Why are you doing that with guitars instead of computer parts?
Because I got boring looking at computer parts. Because I already explored that world. I already had my fun adventures with computers. Now it's time to move on to a different adventure.
No.
Console.
The adventure with computers never ends, sir.
That's the problem. Well, no, actually, same thing with music. But no, like with computers, it seems like it just got old real quick. Like, it's like now there's a new i7 coming out. It's the new 8th gen and the 9th, and whatever gen next.
Yeah, but that's Intel. That's what, a
And then
5%?
Ryzen came out. That Ryzen came out with, and that was neat. I was actually on board with that. I was like, all right, that's cool. But then they're like, oh, here comes Ryzen 2 a year later. It's like, oh, wait, they're coming out with another gen?
Oh, no, it's just a refresh.
Yeah, that's the problem with PC gaming is that as soon as you pick up your PC's out of date.
Well, consoles
That's the thing,
already
it's not out of date, though. See,
Out of
Well,
date.
it's not, but you know what I mean. I'm like, what they've already made new shit. You know, like if you try to get the top of the
So?
line, you can never get top of the line because as soon as you get top of the line, there's a new top of the line.
Well, that's why you don't get top of the line. You get what works and what you want.
that's
I
what you
want
do
the
like
top
me.
of the line.
You get the one below top of the line and you get it on sale, so it's like 1/10 the price of top of the line, but you get like 95% of the performance. And then you let that last you like 10 years.
Like, and that's the thing. I never had a problem with computers. I'll still have an interest in some things that goes on in tech, but it's just a lot of it. I've gotten so bent out of it. It's like I don't care anymore. Mainly just because when I think of things new with other things like just in different areas, I'm trying to think of another one outside of music. But music has sort of become the new obsession, well, just like computers. Where I used to have a huge obsession with learning about computer parts and learning how computers work. Now it's sort of switched. It's switched to a new obsession.
Silliness.
Oh.
With
Oh,
computers
wait.
as an obsession, you never need a new obsession.
Well, I still like computers. It's just I never. Here's the thing though. Here's why I got out of computers. I can tell you this for sure. I got out of computers because I never had anything actively engaging with it. I never had anything to show for what I. I didn't really build computers regularly. I didn't have any way to work on computers to learn more about them with my hands. While music, I was able to do that. I was learning basically every day with something, and I had something to show for it. I learned something on a piano. I can show people. It's that sense of sort of being connected with it that made me sort of grow more towards that rather than computers. Because I can explain how computers work to people, as much as I wanted to, but that's about it. That's all I'll be able to show. Music, I could pick up a guitar and play something, and people are like, "Oh, that's really nice." And even to myself, I think that sounds really good, and I like it. Computers, you can't really. I mean, you can do the same thing, but it's not as accessible as music would be. That's why I got out of computers so easily, because I had nothing to actively engage with it.
If you say so.
I did.
That's why you delve into software.
Oh, hell no. Not only is my eyesight too terrible for that, to make it uncomfortable, but fuck that. I was not about to try to learn how to code. My dad
Oh,
can
I'm
code.
not, no, not necessarily coding, but just like software, video editing, sound
Oh, yeah,
editing,
no,
like,
I could do that too.
there's
But,
so many
well, I
different
sort of do
things.
that. I do that for my school, but other than that, I mean, no, I would do that more often if I had more of a reason to. Oh, I found a guitar here for $1,200.
Buy it.
Oh yeah, Roa, let me just pick that up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a steel guitar. That's pretty cool. But no, and that's the thing about computers, I mean, just delving into software. I really would if I had a reason to. I used to find video editing and things like that fun, but now I have no reason to. Oh shit, yo, I'm gonna pick up a kazoo. Hold up.
If you wait till you have a reason to, then like you do it before you need a reason, so that way once you get a reason, you already know it.
What would I do? Like, what would I do to practice video editing? I have, like, music, you can practice playing songs that people, or even playing yourself. You have something to do. If you pick up a guitar, there's things you can do with it. If you pick up video
Make
editing
videos.
software, with what? How?
Anything, whatever you want. Make your own music videos.
I mean, I do know how to use music software. Does that count? Well, actually, no, I think it does count to an extent, because I had to help somebody earlier who was using FL Studio. Didn't know shit about music, but whatever. But I understand what you mean, though, about computers. You don't need to wait for a reason. I understand what you mean. It's just, when it comes to certain things that I'd like to do, I find it hard to really do something. And I think part of it too is with anything like guitars or pianos, since it occupies my mind, it gives me something to do. Even if I'm just sitting here doing nothing, I'll just slide my fingers across the strings because it gives me something to do. It's still technically playing. It's still doing something. I mean, you can do that with computers, absolutely, but just, I don't know. I guess I just lean more towards something else. Anyway, what else is there worth talking about?
I'm not sure.
I think I just scared everybody away.
There's a
go ahead.
There's a it's a Universal Fan Con. Did you guys hear about this?
A class.
Do what?
It's a Universal Fan Convention. It's supposed to be a diverse gaming / nerd convention for any and every type of fandom. And a week before the event was supposed to happen, it got canceled. And of course, the Kickstarter and all that, it was no refunds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why did it get canceled?
The rumor mill speculates that they got a bunch of money from the Kickstarter, and they think that the people who were putting it on thought that they were going to get at least that much more from actual ticket sales, And so they were trying to get like a big convention like center or hall or whatever, and then it ended up that they did the Kickstarter was pretty much all they got, and so they didn't have, you know, the size wasn't there, so they couldn't get the right venues and shit like that. But I mean, yeah.
Huh.
But
Wow.
yeah, so all those social justice warriors got screwed out of their money, and I just don't feel bad for them. And there was a couple other. Oh, there's this thing in California, of course, fucking California. There's a new LGBT sex ed class, and parents can't opt their kids out of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The
Wow.
California Healthy Youth Act to promote healthy attitudes about gender and sexual orientation. It's meant to teach students about the effectiveness and safety of all FDA-approved contraceptive methods and allow for objective discussion about parenting, adoption, and abortion. And there was something, yeah, the opt-out provision for regular sex ed and stuff like that does not apply to instruction materials or programming that discusses gender, gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, discrimination, harassment, bullying, intimidation, relationships, or family, and does not discuss human reproductive organs. So they're doing the class around the gender and gender identity and all that kind of stuff specifically so that parents can't opt their kids out of it.
And this is this a state thing or is this just a school thing?
Well, it's in schools, but it's the entire state. Yeah, mixing what it really fucking is. What what if you don't have time or money to buy sex toys? The guide reads on page C51. Cucumbers, carrots, and bananas with the peel make great dildos. Just remember to use a condom.
What?
Wow.
Wait, what grade is that taught at?
I mean, it's discussing the state, so it's not anyone's specific school, so they don't really have a, you know, it's being taught to this class yet.
Okay.
Or I don't know. That's the thing. Who knows how many classes it's actually already been taught in. But yeah, there was no specifics like that on it. But yeah, I thought that was just hilarious. Best timeline ever. I'm so glad I'm not in school.
Yeah, boy.
I got out just as the beginning. I mean, I remember it all throughout grade school, middle school, and high school. Fucking, oh man, middle school was the worst because they had a whole fucking, we spent a whole like 2 weeks on how Islam is the religion of peace and fucking all this other nonsense.
See, it's kind of the opposite for us. What's funny is down here we're actually reading a lot of books that actually pertain to the opposite of socialists. Like we're reading Fahrenheit 451 in our English class and talking about the dangers of society getting that to that point, which is kind of the opposite of what of what social justice in school is supposed to teach. So I don't know.
had to put up with all this bullshit. Although, like I said, it was just the beginnings of it.
Oh.
It was fun for the whole family. Yeah.
Oh,
Are you out of high school yet, Trism?
no. I got 2 more years after graduating.
Jesus Christ.
I was held back.
You were young, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean I was young? Like,
Yeah, you still are young. No matter if you're not as young, but you're still young.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm halfway through 17, so you know, about 6 more months, I think. Wait, we're in 4th, so yeah, about 7 more months I'll turn 18.
Man,
So
2
yeah.
more years of high school. Jesus.
I was held back in 9th grade. I was in my rebellious, I don't need to do school, school's pointless stage. And I ended up failing.
Well, you weren't wrong.
I wasn't wrong, but I just didn't know how to entirely explain it back then. Nowadays, whenever the topic comes up, I just tell people that school isn't pointless, it's just antiquated. And just leave it at
It's
that.
not even that. It's straight indoctrination at this point.
Well, at this point, yeah. But I mean, I still think that, because the way I see it is, you know, without school, what would kids do, like, in their spare time? Like, what would they do? They can't
Play.
get jobs. But not true.
Play
Like,
video
well,
games.
I'm talking like at like 14 years level, you know? Other
Really?
than playing video games.
Well, they could. Yeah.
Because that's not specifically an age thing. That's just the thing people do in their spare time.
Well, that's the thing. We've made play into this thing that kids do outside of learning and all, you know, school and all this other shit, but really, like, play is how kids learn. Like
True.
Kids grouping up and playing a game like tag is them learning how to negotiate, you know, in a workplace or something like that. And it's really weird how we've disassociated that from like actual learning, and we consider it, you know, something other than, I mean, it's basically Jesus, like, you know, what do kids do when they play house? They're literally practicing how to, you know, be a part of a family and run a household, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really sucks how I mean, nowadays we've all but eliminated it, really, because there's no such thing as like kids just going out and meeting up with other kids and then, you know, shit, we used to ride our bikes around and get into trouble and, you know, fucking do whatever, and now it's all fucking play dates and after school programs and fucking shit like that. Unstructured, they did a thing, they've done a couple studies now, like I know there was one in one of the Scandinavian countries, but I think there was one done in Canada too, where they brought back unstructured play at recess, and they stopped adult supervision, so that there was adults on hand in the office if somebody needed, you know, if there was an injury or something, but they stopped where the teachers would actually be outside with the kids watching over them, and like injuries decreased. All sorts of really good things happened because when when kids don't get unstructured playtime, they never it's kind of like if there's an adult around, they assume that the adult will always be able to help them out of whatever trouble they get into. So they don't learn how to limit. They don't learn their own limits.
Hmm.
But when it's unstructured and there's no adult supervision, they're better at testing their own limits in a more controlled way. Yeah, it was really interesting some of the studies that were done. And it's a real shame that, I mean, Jesus, they're never ever. It's just like how they there was a thing done where they monitored like two separate playgrounds, one of them with the old like quote unquote dangerous style equipment where there's, metal monkey bars and shit like that. And then
Mhm.
another one with the newer, safer stuff with all the plastic and shit. And the old, dangerous playground had far less accidents and injuries than the new, safe stuff.
Hmm. Well, I remember being younger, like in second grade, we'd have recess and everything, just like everyone else. And there were kids who got hurt quite often. There was a kid who jumped, you know how kids used to jump off the swing, they'd get really high on the swings and jump off, see how far they can go. Really fucking dangerous. Well, one of them actually hit one of the plastic coverings around the wood chips or whatever and broke their arm. I ended up getting hit like a giant hole in my head on accident by getting hit by one of the metal zip lines, things like that. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons they took recess away from some schools was because of that. But not because of that specifically, but because kids were hurt.
Yeah,
So
but
they're
I
here.
mean oh man, like it's what is it with they're noticing a really bad trend with kids who grow up and they don't know how to modulate their strength. So like if they try and play tag, they'll hit the other kids really hard, and it's because they didn't grow up playing those kinds of, like, they didn't have rough and tumble play when they were a kid, so they didn't learn what hurts and what doesn't and how much strength you can use before it will hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's man, people got to learn. There's no you can you can only protect a kid for so long, and that length of time is nothing. Once they're 8, 10 years old, I mean, they can already get into enormous amounts of trouble if, they don't learn what they can do and what they can't do, or, and better to learn that kind of stuff when you're young and small and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just fucking thankful that despite my mom's best intentions, fucking I was able to do I mean, we rode our bikes through the creek and fucking off jumps and shit like that, and then that translated into me fucking on my motorcycle when I was 18 and shit like that. Cause fuck, man, where else are you supposed to? How else can you push your limit? Like, where are you supposed to push yourself and your limits these days? You know?
Yeah. Well, people don't want to be challenged. That's the thing. I mean, we've become so reliant on certain things to do things for us, to where we feel like that it's just not worth doing things on our own. I mean, think about it. I mean, especially with technology now. I mean, while it is great to have technology do a lot of things for us and advance to an extent, I think that a lot of people become too reliant on it. And meaning, like and I think that translates to many different things. Like you said, people just don't want to push their limits. They want to just accept the way that it is and not try to better themselves in any way.
Oh,
Or maybe,
it's terrible.
maybe I'm just, yeah.
That's That's why we got a whole bunch of 20-somethings who want everything to be a safe space.
The safe space.
I mean, I can't think of anything more narcissistic than thinking that you can make a space that is safe.
It's like the idea of gun-free zones, you know?
Ugh. It's fucking ludicrous.
I'm up there with you.
Like,
I
you can't.
agree.
Just think about how much you have to do to baby-proof your house. Like, your house is not even a safe space. As safe as you can possibly make it, it's still not a safe space.
Yeah, it's like people who say, "Oh, I don't want to do that because I may get hurt." I mean, you may get hurt doing anything. You can cross the street and get ran over. You know, the world doesn't stop for you. You have to make the best of what you have. You have to try to take responsibility.
That was a great. What was that fucking movie? Fuck, man. It was. Oh, shoot. It had Jamie Foxx in it. Is about the FBI investigators that go over to like Saudi Arabia or something after a terrorist bombing, and they're investigating the. I gotta look that up. Great fucking line in that movie. Oh, that is not the Jamie Foxx I wanted. There we go. The Kingdom.
Ah,
Yeah, The Kingdom. I don't know if he's like I think he's the director of the FBI, and he's talking to like he's talking to a senator or something, and the senator is like, warning the guy, because the FBI director he sent Jamie Foxx and them over despite the senators and all them telling him not to. And so the senator dude is warning the FBI guy and, saying, oh, it's going to be bad for your career, or, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, when I was in Vietnam, the commander had us write our obituaries and put them in with our gear, so that what did he say? So that we knew. Here it is. Westmoreland made all his officers write our own obituaries during Tet, when we thought the Kong were going to end it all right there. And once we clued into the fact that life is finite, the thought of losing it didn't scare us anymore. The end comes no matter what. The only thing that matters is how do you want to go out, on your feet or on your knees. I bring that lesson to this job. I act knowing that someday this job will end no matter what. You should do the same. And that's such a good fucking line. It's such a good fucking line, and it's so true. Like, fucking no matter what you do, you're gonna die someday. There's no bones about that. So there's no fucking point. It's my mom does this all the time, fucking, oh my god, it's too dangerous, oh my god, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Walking out of your house is dangerous. Fucking, there's nothing you can do that's not dangerous. So stop acting like you can somehow, make it to the where you're gonna live forever. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Fucking pick something you want to do and do it, because there's, otherwise you're gonna spend your whole life laying in a bed worried about stepping out your door and getting hit by a bus or some shit. But all right, it's coming up on 12:30. We've been going at this for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you all next week.
Wednesday it is.
Peace.